Wait, I'm really far away from the microphone. Good afternoon. I'm here. I should probably change the music that plays in the background. I can't hear it, but I heard it briefly while doing the stuff for the previous video. Yeah, I should probably get some new stuff. I could still use it for the ending, just for the starting, and get something new. Let me. Still got a bit of a cough. It's not too bad. So let me do some stuff in Team Fortress 2 first before I move it across properly. I need to remove something. What do I need to do? It's in here somewhere. That one there. That should help. They've added it now, so I can remove custom decals in Team Fortress 2, which is very nice. That means that I can now play it on stream. Okay, so I'm not too sure what. Did I change that? Let me get rid of that. Do I need to remove anything there as well? No, I don't. Okay, good. I always forget something when I switch from one game to another on Steam. On stream. I always forget like a tag or something. So okay, I don't know why I said okay. I haven't got anything to say. I'm looking for something just to break the silence in my head. There we go. Let's listen to the USSR national anthem, synthwave Soviet wave remix. That'll do. That's a normal thing that normal people listen to. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Oh, I've still got pictures of 7 Days to Die up. Yeah. I'm just going to be playing casual, not doing anything special today. Not going on any, how loud do I want it to be? That's probably fine. Not going to be doing anything too insane. Like, I'm not that way. I'm not going to be, I don't know why I said insane. I never do anything insane. Oh, I need to change that, don't I? He fucking even, 7 Days to Die is haunting me. Hold on. There we go. 7 Days to Die is haunting me from beyond the grave. The fact that the gamma was set too high, because for some reason 7 Days to Die just fucks with the gamma on OBS. Okay. Yeah. Oh, there is no one playing the summer maps. The summer maps are dead. People are like, yeah, I can't wait for the summer update, and then it updates, they play it for a week, and they never touch it again. Like, no, I just want to play 2-4. It's fucking hot. Not like, not in a sexy way, it's warm. I don't know if I'm going to be streaming for 4 hours today. My computer doesn't like. I've got a fan running and blowing at my feet. I'll probably bring it up again later once people are around. Just to find out whether or not it's making any excess, like, too much noise. Because I'd hate for it to be making, like, so much noise that it becomes a problem. Have that. No. There we go. Yes. Oh, I made a horrible noise. Oh, I've got to warm up. I don't know why I've got to warm up. It's a casual game. It's not like it really fucking matters how well I play. Because if it does matter to someone how well I play, that's a you problem more than anything. I hope. Oh, actually, that guy's just mentioned that his Wi-Fi is dying. I think I'll put myself in the corner. Should I? Oh, I know where I'll put myself. I'll put myself in the other corner. I'll put myself in the other corner because that's where all like the custom content appears. So if anyone's got any custom names for their weapons, I will cover them because there's no censoring. of that. I can get rid of the decals, but I can't get rid of the fact that people have horrible, horrible, naughty things to say. I do suck. I almost called you Vispheric then, because I'm used to getting abused by him. That's fine, no. I do, but that's because I've only just started playing today. What did, I think Halo just sent a message. I need to get good. Let's put that there. There we go. I need to... I'm not... Well, I mean, I've only just started to enter the game, but, you know, I've played this game for a while. I'm, like, somewhat alright. Alright, fascinating. I do, I feel like I haven't actually got any better at this game in a long time. I think I've actually been getting slowly worse at the game. Oh, well, I don't play it as much. Me and my friend used to play this loads, and there was a period of time where I got really good at the game. Well, good. I'm not doing that. No. I've never eaten a single pickle. Not even one. And I don't want to learn. I don't want to start by eating an entire jar. I'd probably die. Is that a spy? No. I played 7 Days to Die for 20 minutes. That's all the punishment that I need. Oh. Does he know he can reflect with that weapon? He knows. He just doesn't know if he can. Buddy, da-da. You're right, Siggy. Oh, that's unfortunate. Oh, it wasn't actually too bad for him. Oh, but no, I don't go him. I would never, I would never eat such a large quantity of cheese. I had pizza for breakfast today, just so you know what I know. I had pizza and a banana for breakfast. And, I mean, oh, that was something. You're doing A-okay, good. Are you on the road today, or are you moving out? Are you heading out soon? You just recently discovered the wondrous world of emulating consoles. Only just? We've been able to emulate consoles for decades. Have you never? Is it not something that you've Is it not something that you've ever partaken of? I love making up words. Shakespeare could do it, and people called him a genius. So what's wrong with me doing it? That's what I always say. And when I say always, I mean earlier today. I thought I was like, ah, fuck it. I'm a modern day Shakespeare. Usually own the console. Oh, yeah. I mean, I did. Like, I own a GameCube, but I still use the Dolphin emulator. I own a Nintendo DS somewhere, yet I would still emulate a DS if I wanted to play a DS game. I mean, if Nintendo's listening, I would never, because that's a crime, but, you know. No, oh, I haven't done any of that generation of consoles, because the only one that I'd ever do would be Xbox, and the last time I checked, it wasn't quite there yet. And you could play a lot of Xbox games if you get, like, the Game Pass Plus sort of thing. And actually, I own an Xbox 360 and I don't use it. I own an Xbox 360, and the good thing about 360s is the Xbox 360 is everything about it was so mass-produced at the time that games are so cheap. So it's not really that big of a problem. You can get pretty much any Xbox 360 game for like pennies. This was the update they promised, Vispheric. They did a shadow update last night, and they released this. Not now. Are they not? Has 360 games gone up in price? Have they become the new GameCube games? GameCube games used to be like real cheap, and now they're like 50 quid each. It's like, I just want to play Mario Sunshine. It's amazing how nostalgia can cloud your memories. You put 1,800 hours into Gran Turismo 6 when you're like 12, and now you're playing it like... I don't think it's necessarily it's bad. I think it's that things have changed. You know what I mean? Like Gran Turismo 6 was for a period of time the best. It's weird. I'm looking at now over at this monitor and I can't see my face because I'm hidden by the mic stand. The yeah, I think a lot of things. Don't get me wrong, nostalgia does cloud it a lot. As Crackdown 1, I used to love, and then a few years back I tried it again. When I bought my Xbox, I bought Crackdown for it because I was like, oh, I used to love that, and I played it. Same with Crackdown 2. I used to put no end of hours into that, and I played it. And I was like, this is not very good. It's not quite the same as it used to be. Like it's probably fine, but it's just because of what games have become that you can appreciate them for being good at the time, but nowadays, yeah, like you say, you remember how it was and not how it is. Hello, Halo. Online stores closing and physical copies went up. That's unfortunate. I bet you could. I bet you could still get like FIFA 2021 for actual pennies. I always like that about FIFA games, is that they're usually discounted within the week of it coming out. You think the bother pings the Discord when it's broken? Sometimes it does. I mean, sometimes it's broken. Sometimes it fixes itself. I'll have to have a look. It doesn't ping me because I muted it, so I don't actually know if it works. I was like, you're annoying me. Oh, I'm over here now. I don't know how I made it over here. I think I got. No, I didn't get reflected because this guy is using the flood. I'll have to have a look at the bot. Is that no? I wonder if that was a red sniper, but it's not. I have no. Back when it came out, it was a huge step forward in racing games. Yeah, it's the same with most things. There are some games that I do think still hold up. Not necessarily in like all of it. The entire game doesn't. But for instance, I did go back and play Modern Warfare 2, the original Modern Warfare 2, and that still holds up. The multiplayer is a little bit not the best. It's you could be better. He's got 11, he can have it. But like some games like that do hold up. You can go back and have a good time playing them. Shinji, yeah, it's me. Hi. Hi, I commit acts most foul to people in the hospital. I'm not allowed in. I know. Yes, Halo. It's time to duel. Did me and Vispheric have the same fucking idea?
Look at this. I'm rich.
Congratulations, Halo. You've entered the circle again. You're back in the. You've entered the rich circle. Are you proud? Are you standing up in front of everyone? You're doing the royal wave. You're going, hello, yes, I'm here, and you're not, peasants.
Meow.
You'll never make it in. You're right. Oh, he jumped over that one. Did you see it? The cheeky little bastard. Oh, what is he doing? I need to increase the price of that now. You think that's the third time you've redeemed it? You really are rich. Maybe I should have one that's like even higher. I mean I've ran out of redeem slots, but maybe I should add one that's maybe I should like just have all of them be an increasingly high amount, but every single one is the same redeem, the same sound effect. He's refunded himself. You know what he could be. I haven't I haven't checked that. I'm supposed to go through. People are supposed to go through. Either me or one of the mods is meant to go through and like confirm that those have gone through. Yeah, I don't think anyone does. We should make a Halo tax. We've got to keep Halo in check. To be fair, like you could kind of impose attacks on people by stop. Thank you. Oh, he knows what he's doing. He's reflecting. I don't trust that. Oh, that cheeky little bastard. I fucking hate pyros that are actually good at reflecting. Because like the ones that can actually react to the few frames that they get of it. Every time that someone like joins the I should have it so that one of the redeems is just like saying hello. So every time you join, you're like incentivized to use that, but it costs like 400. But, we create a cult of personality around the use of the hello sound bite. Someone behind me? No, I was running into the wall. What's that? If you're referring yourself, you've redeemed it 3 more times because the only rank is about 10k. That is true. I'm not trying for air shots. I'm not good enough for the game for that. How often are my eyebrows wet? Probably like every night when I cry myself to sleep. I smear the tears all over my face. No, I saw that. Oh wait, the game's over. What's my favourite type of soup? Tomato. Plain tomato soup. Put some bread in it. That's the best. I don't like anything. I'm too basic for anything more than that. Someone that riffed on themselves would say. I actually put wax over my eyebrows when I'm in the shower to stop them from getting wet. But like, you know, if I kept it on over the night, while I'm crying, it would, my eyebrows would like fall out. It's not wax that's used for like removing eyebrows. It's like just meant to cover it. I got a pop filter in front of my mic for once because I mean I used to when I had my old mic stand, but then when I switched to this new one that's got a cover on it, I didn't know where to put it. But yesterday when I was recording the audio for the video that went out, I found a way of attaching this pop filter because even though this microphone has a pop filter on it, it's not very good. So I got this now. It's pretty big, takes up a lot of space, but you know, it should be alright. I'm glad I could be of help define. Bread and tomato soup near a better combo. Maybe bread and depression. Shut up. That's a great. Oh, it's Daguerre Keep. This is not the map I thought I was going to play. By the way, if you're ever in medieval mode, use this. Use the axe because it's like the actual best. What? Oh, I couldn't do it. I don't even think you need to do what I just did. That's not. That's no. Stop that. Stop it. It's not a place you can go, sir. Bread and endless. I actually had soup. Let's do that. I had soup and bread the other day, and it tasted divine. It's just the perfect food, isn't it? I could eat it every day. If it wasn't like 90% salt, I could eat it every day. Oh, he's like, stop that. Stop it. No. Where's the fucking... Oh, I was hoping I was hoping the sniper would come down so I could try and hit him. Like, just get yourself, like... Oh. Get yourself some, like... Actually, I'll queue for a new one. I changed my mind. There's no one in this game. I'm queuing for more. I'm queuing for something else. Sorry, I'm not endless. I'm bald. I'm not bald. I've still got at least like 3 years of hair. I'm not bald. Look, I could pull on my hair and it won't come out, probably. I've got... Do a Keep sponsorship. Good glue. It's held in with Gorilla Glue. I'm gonna get sponsored by Gorilla Glue, and that's gonna be how I advertise it. My hair is being this hair has been fake the whole time. It's being held in with new Gorilla Glue, and I've become a spokesman for it. Let's do. I am playing sniper. Fuck it. Let's go heavy. And to prove how good this glue is, I shaved my head real clean. And then I glued each individual follicle back on using Gorilla Glue. I will happily just shoot at you. I don't mind me just passing through. Oh no. Wait, is the game on? I can't tell. There's no timer, so I don't think it's on. I do wonder, like, how Keep sponsorships choose who they're gonna go for. Like, do you think they actually watch people and go, that person looks like they're balding, let's have them do a sponsorship? Or do they just look for anyone? Because if, for instance, they do say, yo, here's a load of money, talk about Keeps, just claim that you've got, like, balding in your family or whatever, but then this person doesn't, and they don't go bald, and they claim to be using Keeps, like, then Keeps, that's like the perfect advertising. Although you are like, it's an investment for a few years and hoping that Keeps the company is still around. But I would go out of my way if I had a Keep sponsorship. I might go out of my way to induce baldness in myself just to really rub it in. Like, I'll do one every time I have a Keeps advert. I'll be progressively having less and less hair. Oh, he knows. Thanks, medic. Do you think Keeps would get annoyed if I did that? do you think they would like go out of their way to say stop doing that, or do you think they would just stop sponsoring me when they realised that their product didn't work? I refuse to believe that there's a way to stop genetic balding. What are you doing? Stop that spy. Would you still watch me if I was bald? Is part of my appeal that I have hair? Oops. I do have bald people in my family. I think 2 of my uncles are bald. Well, they're bald. They've got shaved heads, so they're bald enough to shave their heads. But my dad doesn't. My dad doesn't, and my granddad didn't. My granddad wasn't bald, so I might end up not doing it. And I don't like work. I'm not like a builder. A girl said she'll sleep with you, but you have to advertise. Of course, you declined because you're a person with high moral standards, strong willpower, just as strong as Ajax, super strong bathroom cleaner. Wow, is it that good? I'm sorry that you didn't get to. I'm sorry that you didn't get to get your wick wet, but that bathroom cleaner though. Is if you got a discount code I can use or what? It's my sister bald. Not yet. There's still time. You never really think about female pattern baldness. It doesn't happen very often, but it does happen. You do find women with receding hairlines sometimes. I've never met one, but it's not like it's not like they don't exist. Wait, go away. Oh, it's average Azumanga fan. I've seen Azumanga. Oh, the medic's got me. Actually, don't be careful. Ah, no. Nope. Stop that right now, young man. No, you can't get a picture of my sister's hair. Fucking pervert. The internet is disgusting. Can't mention that that there's a woman within 40 meters of you, or else people around you just start to. If I was like in public, if I was in public and I did the stupid cringe thing of having text to speech while I was wandering around and streaming, like you'd all be just shouting "woman spotted" and typing "sniffer." Respite. I'm not gonna get tricked by that. Shut up, fascinating. I know what your plan is. You're going to put it in front of my face and smack me. That's how that works, isn't it? Da, 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 da. Oh, you cheeky little bitch. You're a cheeky one, Mr. Grinch. You're a female pattern baldness expert. Oh, well, never mind then. You could just look at my hair. I mean, my hair's significantly more grey than I think the average 25-year-old's hair is. But, you know, you can just look at my hair. We're basically the same thing. We came from the same sack after all. I'm not going up there. I'm not chasing after you. I'm fucking. I should have done. I should have done. I am. Me and my sister look and sound enough alike that I do think that we came from at least one person who's the same. Like there was, there was like 3 years of my life where I was, too young to comprehend what was going on. So it's very possible that someone did lie to me during that time. But I do think that I'm pretty certain that me and my sister are from the same parents. Is it wrong to call every woman that wears a skirt that ends above the knee a wench? Yeah, I think it might be. I think you know what, I might actually be wrong. Walking out. Excuse me, ladies. Did you kiss your mother with those legs? Put them away. I'm sorry, you've got to cover your legs. You're turning me on. You know that that's your fault. Take a 23andMe test, ruin a family. I would love to know the statistics of how many families have been ruined by those ancestry tests. Because it has to be a frighteningly large amount. I would say frighteningly. Actually, what I mean is, what I would probably assume is not actually that frighteningly. It's probably quite a few, but also it probably won't be that surprising. I know that there was definitely a couple things that came out. We've done something similar. We've done something similar in our family. I don't actually know much about it, but there was always a story about how one of my great granddad. I think I've never met him. I think he died long before I was born. But I think the story goes is that he did some fighting in World War II, and then they did some research into him to try and learn more about him, because they probably saw one of those TV shows where they do it for famous people. And they just they couldn't find any information. We're not 100% certain. All the stories about him being in the World War II might have just been made up. So you could definitely, the moment you start looking stuff up, the age of information has definitely started to call into question a lot of things that was mentioned, just in general, just in families. You do not want to imagine a female bred. It sounds awful and funny. It makes you think of me with a long wig. That's basically what my sister is. She's 6 years older than me, though. So, she's, I don't know what the end of that sentence was. All I know is that she's 6 years old. She's older than me at the very least. I don't know if it's 6 years. So she isn't like my twin or anything like that. And like I showed him knee. How could he not want? How could he not know? I want to, yeah, it's all just in a. Everyone's just confused about everything. Everyone's sending out different messages, and it's just causing problems. Just I think that everyone should walk around with a whiteboard on their torso that they just write what they want on it, and everyone could just agree. Everyone just like figures it out like easily. You don't have to send messages or these snipers. Oh, there's a turret there. If you Google how many families have been ruined by 23andMe, you end up with an article after article of I ruined my family. So it's obviously a lot then. Just like it sounds like it does sound like a cool thing. Actually, I was watching a video by the YouTuber known as Kazro last night. I think it was last night. Yeah, I watched it as I was doing things, and that's something. It's not dead. There it is. I don't know where it's gone, but it's not dead. Whatever it is. Oh, don't do that. And in that video, they had that's a spy right there. Fuck off! Oh, I thought that was a spy. I got backstabbed. Yeah, no, they had a like that kind of ancestry thing as a sponsor, and in that you could look up all manner of things. But they even offered AI services to be able to animate old pictures of people, which I just thought was a little bit weird and a bit of like somewhat dystopian, somewhat Harry Potter-esque. A little bit like I don't know how I feel about that, about using AI to restore. I can see restoration's like one thing, but using them to animate pictures of the dead like a Harry Potter painting is just a little bit weird. You just trying to give me a test. Turns out you are your father's kid. That's impressive. Oh. That's impressive. I don't really know how that. And hold on. Sorry, hold on. You've confused me with logic. Congratulations. Look up here. No. I'm gonna do a training. I think we actually have. I think we may have actually done like an ancestry thing because I remember like having like a little bit of a bit of Welsh druid in me. That's a spy. That's definitely a dead ringer. Look at him. See, look, told you, dead ringer. Hold back. I'm gonna use those pit things to create like to find. I'm gonna use those ancestry services to get a family tree and find pictures of like family members from like 200 years ago, and then put them into FaceApp to make them sexy. I'm gonna use I'm gonna use AI to make illicit images of them. I see what he's doing. Where's he gone? Wait. Where the fuck is he gone? There he is. No. Oh, is this respawning? Can't hide from me. I'm the gingerbread man. I'm an expert finder. Actually, I think the finders may have been a child predator cult. I'm not an expert finder. Oh, fuck off. Send me a picture of one of my great grandfathers. I turned him into a big titty body pillow. Thanks. That's just what that is exactly what I did want. So I will get that on the blower right now. You remember you restored my granddad's picture using AI and he became an animated victim of his suit. How you doing? You having fun here? You found a guy? Do you want help? I'll follow him. It's Azo Magadayo again. Is he down here? What's he up to? No. 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 Stop it. Oh, there was 2 in there, I think. Have any more cartoon characters I want you to ruin? I just let you know. I didn't want you to ruin that. Actually, to be fair, I don't know anything about Franklin. I don't know what Franklin is. That little turtle creature. I have no idea what it's from. I assume from a show that's like called Franklin or something. I just thought I saw that turtle with long legs and was like, that looks like Franklin, but I don't actually know anything about it. So you didn't really ruin it for me because I never experienced Franklin, but I never want you to do that again. No, don't ruin Invader Zim. Don't do it. Don't make Invader Sim porn. Did I say Sim? Actually, I can guarantee you that there's someone out there getting off to Invader Zim. Oh, no, no, no! Oh, I was hoping you'd go off the edge. Where did the fucking ammo go? This fucking AI is a mistake. You know what? I have no suspicions of this. There's not a single suspicion of this. This is not something that I have entertained or even looked into in any sense of the word. But I would be interested in seeing whether or not AI was used in the production of 7 Days to Die. It's only there is no. I've got no evidence that is not. I'm not claiming anything. I just wouldn't. Where's he gone? There he is. Where the fuck's he gone? He disappeared. Oh, okay. He was using that. That makes sense. He was using the soda popper so he could stay in the air for a lot longer. I was expecting him to come down. That's why I was looking at the floor. It's usually worth, at least in my experience, tanking a couple shots while they're in the sky and just waiting, just predicting where they're going to land. But you know, he didn't land. A spy. Watching Invader Zim would get you some odd kings. You know what? I feel like I've never watched an episode of Invader Zim. I might have watched some of it at some point because there was a period of time where I had, in my room, I had on-demand TV. It was only for a brief period of time, but I used to watch like Ren and Stimpy and things, so I definitely probably watched some Invader Zim. Maybe I watched it on. It was like one of the rare times that it came on Nickelodeon or something. I can't remember what channel it was on, but I do remember. I can't remember ever really watching it, but I do recognise the guy because it's the guy. Zim is like voiced by Tom Kenny in it, just like every cartoon is. I look weird and pointy. What does that mean? What does looking weird and pointy mean? The only way you can imagine AI being used to subcast textures. That's the thing. It might not have been, because I can't see anything where it could have been used. That's one way of dealing with this. Like, yeah, it would just be for upscaling textures and adding things. I do think that I don't think I was necessarily too harsh, but I definitely think there was some things about what I mentioned in the video that are just wrong. Like, looking back on it, we're not wrong, it's just a little bit misleading. If I was to do the video less as a rant and more of an actual video, it's the sort of things that you'd go into. But it was meant to just be, it wasn't meant to be anything deep and analytical though. Because, like, I mentioned that, like, there's, like, not really any NPC characters in the game, but they did add new NPC characters. But the problem is that the NPC characters that they added were just the static NPCs that were already in the game. They've just added more variants of it. And it's like, that's not... You could, like, technically, yeah, that is NPC characters that you've added into the game. And they've been in the game for a while, and I think they did add some new ones with the update. But, like, that's pretty much that's the bare minimum. The main point I wanted to get across, and I hope that it did kind of come across, is that the game was they just did the bare minimum for a game that's been in development for 12 years. So that's kind of what I wanted to come off in that video, is that some of the things I know that I like I said, I don't think I enunciated certain elements, but there's definitely things that were added. They just were kind of half-arsed into the game, and also the game has been in development for 12 years, and so those things, you can add them into the game, but it's never going to live up to what what they've promised. And I look weird at the moment. I haven't done anything different. It might just be the lighting. I'm not shaved this morning, and I didn't do anything to my hair. I got out of the shower and did it. I've also, I also spent last week being ill, so maybe maybe I weigh less than usual. I don't know. There's one part where they got inflated because there was a wall heater in their stomach. There's a lot of that. I'm a big supporter of the idea that all children's cartoons are they all contain the creator's fetishes somewhere, whether consciously or otherwise. Because so many children's cartoons have just scenes in it that's like, that's just weird. And they're all like, I think all children's cartoons just end up being are just fucking fetish coded. It's like all the fucking, it's all like the shit pissing and farting things that like came out during Elsagate and everything. And it's not even just an Elsagate thing, it's just in general, like kids' toys are disgusting. And I think that kids' toys and cartoons frequently feature just disgusting things. And while I do think a lot of it is adults that go, haha, that's funny, isn't it? This is a fucking goblin that sniffs farts. It's like, yeah, that is probably funny to a 40-year-old guy that's never fucking experienced humor in his life, but or has the humor of a 10-year-old. But it's just a bit weird, isn't it? And you start to think maybe there's actually some latent fetish coding going on here, and they're using the idea of, oh, it would be funny as just a bit, just to put some things in there that maybe you're a bit not normal. So that's my, probably. No, it wouldn't be, because it's the thing. This is just gonna go over here. Remember when there always used to be one cross-gender episode? Always one of those. Always just something where. Always an episode where someone is like really like gross and dirty for some reason. That's a spy. Ow. Medic. I don't know if we've got one. Is there a medkit? There it is. Am I feeling alright now? I got a bit of a cough. I've got a bit of a, cough, bit of an irritated throat, but other than that, I feel fine. Very, very hot. What are you doing? Stop that. But, fine. Oh, yeah, always an inflation episode of some kind. For a period of time, I feel like I may just be like putting this in. Like this might just be something that I've just made up, like a memory that I've made up. But I feel like for a period of time, there was like a lot. There would be episodes in cartoons where like the characters piss themselves as well. Oh, that was a good reflect by him. I mean, it was an annoying reflect, but a reflect that was commendable nonetheless. I feel like that was something that I remember seeing at least a couple of times when I used to watch cartoons when I was younger. It's just perverts. Obviously, like there's all manner of that kind of stuff. There's like the allegations towards like Dan Schneider. I think that's his name, isn't it? Yeah. The big guy that made iCarly, but makes all every episode like has them with their toes out. And there's a lot of allegations like against him. Dum, ba, dum, bum, ba, dum, bum, 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 bum. Dun, just fucking, it's just weird, isn't it? Children's animation's strange because it's adults making cartoons for children based on what adults think children will find funny. But it always just ends up being, because there's no, they're always like, oh yeah, no, children can't understand complex humor. Let's just make them shit themselves. It's like, what the fuck am I watching? Don't get me wrong, children will have problems like understanding more complex things because children haven't experienced much. You can't joke about politics if they don't understand it, which is why you end up with cartoons that occasionally do joke about politics, and you're like, what is this? Children won't get this. But, you know. I want my children to be reading philosophy like Ben Shapiro and not philosophy of Ben Shapiro, the philosophy that Ben Shapiro is reading. You know, I want my children to be watching the news, you know, reading books, questioning the great mysteries of life, learning your history. All manner, just you know, making themselves smarter. I don't want them laughing, because laughter is just that's the way the soul escapes, you know. The soul is a finite resource that laughter removes from you. Hello, it's me. I just specifically hated him. And have more humor where it's just the people like beating the shit out of each other. That's funny.
Are you prepared for this year's company retreat? Don't forget to sign your liability waivers.
I just think it's a bit weird when you know, the children are being shown like humor, and it's like, look, it's the character is pissing and shitting and farting on each other. It's probably not as, I think mainstream media might not actually be as bad for it. I think it's most of the stuff that came out of like Elsa Gate and things like that. That's where the problems lie. Did I just see? I just saw a soldier, didn't I? Or was it him? It might have been that pyro. Don't mind me. I'd fixated on the on the thing. What's it called? Soldier. I'd fixated on the soldier there because I was just expecting that he would turn around, and because he was in the direct hit, I wanted my absolute focus on him. But he just never turned around. No, the other two guys, they just slowly chipped away at me, and yeah, the soldier never turned around. That was very unlucky from him. You're also of the opinion that kids' TV shows have generally gotten more degenerated. They've got a rival, Elsa pregnant Spider-Man. That's the thing. They do have to compete against, you know, Elsa getting brain surgery. I couldn't think of anything other than that Elsa brain surgery game. Elsa gets brain surgery while Ash Ketchum watches on in horror and disbelief as no, stop it. As Pikachu does the shocked meme face as Vine Boom sound effect plays. All the while, Freddy Fazbear is like flossing in the background, and they've got, yeah, and like this fucking skibidi toilet and shit in there, and there's like some you know, 36-year-old woman getting spanked by a 13-year-old boy, and we're all just expect to go, yeah, that's normal. And you know, the big corporations, the big like Viacom or whatever, I don't know what Viacom is, but I think that's something in it. They're having to compete against that, and they just can't. Oh yeah, it's a lot. It is all those children horror things. Sorry, I'm showing that I'm ignorant to these things. I don't spend my time watching. Um, I don't spend my time watching children's internet content. But no, like I'd fucking hate to be making like games and things, to be making games and animations and the like, because it's just gonna get picked up by like snotty little children. Like look at Friday Night Funkin'. Friday Night Funkin', the guy behind that is like definitely someone that hates those things. Like if you ever hear about the way that he talks, like he's joking in a lot of in a lot of cases. But the guy who makes that, because he appears on Only Plays occasionally, where you could just hear the way he talks, and it's like, it's not the way you'd think someone would talk when their game gets taken up by like the children crowd as much as his games do. I think is it by Rice Pirate? I'm not sure. I don't think it is actually. I can't remember who it's by. Oh no, the medic's here. Fuck off. Annoying. But I do know that that at least someone to do with Friday Night Funkin' has appeared on Only Players, and the way he talks about the viewers, his player base, well, it's not like he's being mean to them, but you know, that's not the guy I'm thinking of. I don't think it's the main guy, unless he works on a different game. I can't remember. I'm not I spout facts so people have to look them up to disprove me. That's the way things go. I am making everyone smarter by being the collective dumb. No, stop that. Go back in now. Shit. But yeah, no, the YouTube Kids section, the YouTube Kids is horrible. And then like the YouTube will have the goal to tell me off for saying the fuck word 7 times a second in my videos. And it's like, the children have a place to live. You just to stop people from swearing on there. If I want to say see you next Tuesday, I can. I'm 25, YouTube. I'm a grown man. I can speak the devil's words. Where'd that other guy go? Hi. Don't mind me, just coming back, just passing through. Shit. The thing is with not being able to swear is that like you can. The worst part about YouTube is that, but it's also just how what split. It's how split the community is on it, because you have some YouTubers who are like, oh yeah, we can't say this anymore, so we're going to censor everything. But then you have some YouTubers that are like, oh, we can't say that, let's censor some of them. Because, I mean, you know, not to just only ever talk about Only Players, but that's what happens in Only Players. They censor like the first like minute or so of the video, and then like just intermittently and seemingly at random censor things like after that. And but then you have people that are like, oh yeah, no, we can't show a swastika and we can't say Hitler. And they'll continue to say that until the very end of the video that they're making. Because like I also, to be fair, wouldn't necessarily mind censoring the videos that I make. Because if that means that I can speak freely, yeah, it just means that I have to cut out when I say piss and shit. then I wouldn't really mind. But the problem is that I also don't know what I'm supposed to swear. You know. I think I know that the random things they censor are usually the words they can't say, just like outside of YouTube. There's things that they definitely say that they can't say, just in general. Like they know that there's a lot of things that if you go back and watch Only Plays from a few years ago, it was a lot worse than it is now. So that's like, you know, that's fair. But I do specifically mean that there are things that it just seem seemingly arbitrary when you have to censor things. And like I said, there's no like. I also wouldn't mind if there was like just a spreadsheet of every word that I was allowed to say, or not allowed to say. Sorry, because I think it also sometimes can ruin videos where, you know, they're talking about a sensitive topic, but they then have to, you know, censor it, and it's like, what? It's a sensitive topic. Talk about it as an adult. Don't. And that's not necessarily the people not wanting to. Like I said, it's YouTube's fault, but I don't know. It's annoying to have to try and. Like I said, in this last thing that I put out, I just didn't even bother. I was like, I'm just gonna release it as is, because I've done it's only small experiments, and you know my channel's not big enough to get any major data out of. But I've done it where I've on one video I've tried censoring, and then on another video I haven't tried censoring, and nothing changed. You know. And then I think that the more mass and the more Zoomer you get, the more they start to censor words that to me just make even less sense. So, like I mentioned the other day that I do sometimes watch. I do sometimes what I like to put on internet what I would refer to as like actual slop, just shit, which is, you know, like you know, not to rag on the guy, but like Jimmy here, who does he just watches memes. He just does try not to laugh videos, and it's like there's nothing about that I look up to and go, oh, I wish I was that. Because at the end of the day, it's like, of course I wish I was, because he doesn't do anything. He just sits there and doesn't laugh for 3 hours. And then, like, you know, strategically has to figure out when he wants to laugh for it to make sense for the video or whatever. You know, not to say that he's, not to, you know, to say anything bad about him. Hate the viewers, not the maker. You know, but I forgot what I was saying. That's like in his videos, he will censor the word "cum," but just randomly. He'll censor penis. He'll censor cum. He'll censor anything that's even remotely taboo in the world. But I don't understand censoring like the word "cum," because how can the algorithm's looking for words? So whether you censor that or not, it's like "come here" or "I'm gonna come." What? It's like, it's the same. I'm saying the same thing, and it's like, what's the difference between saying "I'm coming" and "I'm coming"? They're the same. It's the same word, just different contexts, and you'd have to censor one but not the other. How is YouTube gonna know? Like, what are you doing? The like Patreon versions of videos where the YouTuber wanted to upload it, but they have to censor half the video for YouTube. Yeah. Sometimes it's not as bad. Like, because I know that I've never watched a Patreon version of a video, but then like, then you have things like who is it? Cold Ones. Cold Ones seem to do like actual things that they definitely couldn't do on YouTube, but on their like their paid for videos, like, I don't know, seeing Chad's arsehole or whatever, and it's that makes sense. Yeah, I can appreciate why that isn't on YouTube, but it is like when it comes to something that's just something simple, like, you know, censoring the word Hitler, and it's like, if you don't want the censoring, pay for it. But that's the thing, it's like Cold Ones do all manner of crazy things on the Patreon versions, and so that's like fine, I get that. they take things to a new extreme. But that's the other thing about Patreon, is that I think they've cracked the way that Patreon works, or should work, is that the content that you're producing for YouTube should be good enough for a YouTube audience, but then the content for Patreon shouldn't just be uncensored YouTube content, it should be something completely different. But that's a different argument. What if your name's Cummings? Well, that's the thing. What if my name's Shagalot? And it's like, I can't help what my name is. You're gonna have to censor that, you know? If I was an expert on a subject, if I was an expert on quantum physics and you wanted to interview me, and my legal name, my legal birth name was Fuckface McGee, well, you're gonna have to say that in the video. Shit. It wasn't open or something, and you have to censor over the YouTube version, which is cool. It's like the deluxe version. Wait. It's fucking, yeah. I get the idea. I think that you've got, I think that Patreon is something that should be taken very seriously if you're making videos on it. There's so many times that I see people that put out Patreons. I think obviously it depends on what you want to do. But I've seen a number of times where people will have Patreons and there's just nothing on there. And it's like, what are you're asking people to give you money for something they can get for free, and you're not actually doing anything on it. And I've mentioned before that, like, the whole idea of getting videos early means nothing to me, because I'm getting it early. But that means that the next video I'm getting early. So I'm not getting it early. I'm getting it in exactly the same amount of time as everyone else. So that's nothing. You can't use that as a thing, as a thing. And like, if you're gonna be like, if you're gonna put a Patreon, like, be confident in it as well. Don't be like, oh, I've made it so it's only £1. Give it if you want. It's like, no, if you want people, if you think that your content is good enough, ask for more. Oh, I've fallen in the hole. You know, the actual thing. So that's like not an actual gripe, because there's a YouTuber that I really respect that has that on their Patreon. So there's no, I don't want that to be an actual gripe. My actual gripe with Patreon is when you see people whose YouTube channel does not deserve money at all, and they're like, oh, subscribe to my Patreon. It'd be like a YouTube channel with like 14 subscribers and the guy's 12, and making I don't know, shitty Minecraft compilations of him and his friend in fucking Hypixel or whatever. And it's like, oh, subscribe to my Patreon. It's like, no, you don't have the fucking resources to understand how that works. And the sort of things that you've got to do to keep that up. Or like channels where they've just created a compilation of videos where they've just created a compilation of memes, and they're like, oh, subscribe to my Patreon for more, or like, you know, support me on Ko-fi or whatever it's called. And it's like, no, I'm not going to pay for this. I'm not going to give you money because you stole memes from a fucking Discord server. You know? If you've got a Patreon, put effort into the stuff that's going on there. And likewise, if you've got a Patreon, put a lot of effort into the stuff that's coming out on like the main channel. You know, prove that money is going somewhere. That's why I don't think I ever want to use Patreon. It's because I don't think I could ever prove that money is going to go anywhere. Oh, fuck, it's someone else's problem. Because I don't think I could ever consistently make content of a high enough standard to be able to justify getting money from that in that way. No, 2 people you'd pay for. Wait, hold on. Patreon is only the tip of the iceberg, though. What do you mean, CE? There's only two or three people you'd pay for Patreon: Jank Pods, Aliens Rock, which does puzzle roguelike content, and maybe Cold Ones. I don't think I'd pay for any of them. Maybe the Tank Museum, just to support the Tank Museum, but that's probably about it. I think it also just goes on. I think it's also just a lot about your view of it, because I don't see. I don't. I have never paid for content of like YouTube or the like. I mean, I pay for. I pay for YouTube Premium, but like that's just because I don't have to worry. I don't have to faff around with ad blockers or whatever because they're always pissing about with it. But yeah, I know what you mean. Innes right, Patreon money is just fully edited videos where he plays games for the Patreon once, but wouldn't do well on YouTube. He has like 4 editors due to how Patreon. That's good. That's the thing. It's like if you've got a Patreon and earning mad money from it, you might as well, as long as you're investing it back into the system. I don't know if I could trust myself to invest things back into the system. I genuinely think I might be too greedy to be able to do things like that. Oh yeah, there's buy me a coffee, Boosty. I don't know. I don't tip it. I can see what Twitch is. I mean, there's the tips that I have on Twitch through like stream elements. But yeah, no, there's also Ko-fi. They're not as bad. I mean, they are, but I mean, it is because those are pretty much oftentimes. Oh wait, it's this thing. They can be. It depends if on the way it is. Because they're often just like, do you mind? Stop it. They're usually just like one-time payments. And it's meant to be like a tip. It's like, oh, you do good stuff. Here, have some money. In the same way that, like, I have a tips page. No. But it's, like I said, my problem with that comes from whether or not you are doing something that deserves the money. Or more specifically, I'd say earns. But I also don't think the effort should always make sense when it comes to content online. I know this is a bit hypocritical because, like I said, my content doesn't deserve any money because I barely make any, and I've still got, like I said, I've got the tips page. Come on, don't run away. Fucking coward. Actually, what's the point of not attacking? It's just die like the rest of everyone. I saw that. Fuck! I got trimmed. Where's he gone? Oh, that'll do. But yeah, no, I do recognize the hypocrisy of saying all that while having a tip page and also being a Twitch affiliate. But forsooth I say, fuck you. Look at that. Victory. I quite like medieval mode. I'm glad that they've added another one. I mean, I'll probably never see it again once this event's over, but it's cool in theory. That's the thing. You're right with about tips. A tip is something that you do as a response to something. It's like, oh, this person made a good video. Here, or this was a good stream. Here, have $2. A Patreon is like, I'm giving you $2 because I assume you are able to do more. I also pay for that, like, I mean, I don't use it very often. It just depends on if they advertise something. But that that like streaming service that YouTubers or that non-fiction and educational YouTubers are always talking about. I pay for that because that's pretty alright. I think it's Nebula, yeah. I don't use it too often, but there's a few videos from Mustard that are pretty good. Some of his Nebula original stuff is pretty decent. A lot of it is a lot of it's the same really as what comes out on YouTube. But then there are also the ones. So if you are, for instance, if you are watching it or buying it to get it ad free, then there's no purpose because you could just fucking skip the ads on the YouTube video if you really don't like them. You just just click past them. They're not no one likes saying it, but that's just what you can do. But like some of the Nebula original stuff is fine. Was it Curiosity Stream? I think it's Nebula. I think it used to be Curiosity Stream. But yeah, Mustard's done some videos on there that's are pretty decent. Tumbling down, tumbling. I just heard a fucking spy. And it's also not very expensive. That's the other thing about Nebula is that it's not very expensive. It's kind of like they acknowledged the stigma of being it being YouTuber based and having people go, hold on, you're expecting that much for something that's like YouTube videos? And it's like, no, it doesn't matter how much effort you put into something. The moment you label it a YouTube video, it's immediately going to come down a peg in people's perception. Even if it's like Oki's Weird Stories, where he goes out to the people and like interviews the people himself and does all of his filming himself and just does everything. And he spends time learning about and talking to the people that he's making videos about. Even if it's someone like that who is, obviously putting a lot of effort into their videos, the fact that they're releasing it on YouTube just kind of reduces the opinions of people, even slightly. And I'm not saying that his videos are bad, just that that's the, YouTuber does not carry good stigma anymore. I mean, it never did, but if I ever got like good enough to be considered, what are you doing? If I ever got considered good enough or big enough to be a YouTuber, I would still be fucking ashamed of saying it. People are like, what do you do for a living? It's like, stuff and things. Things and stuff, mostly. Just a little bit of things here and there, really. Yeah. Take that, Dean Dingus. I don't commentate. The same with streamer, innit? I'm like a TV presenter, but not quite. I'm like a radio presenter, but it's not quite as prestigious as being a radio presenter. Like sports. Yeah, an e-sport. It's like if someone says, what are you? It's like, oh, I'm an e-sport athlete. It's like, no, fuck off. No. Ah, that would have been great if it actually worked. It's like it's like, what do you tell people if you're someone? If you're a YouTuber that makes reaction content, like if you're someone who just sits around doing nothing, like what do you tell people? Like if I sat here all day watching memes or just watching Lemino videos and going, oh, that's interesting, but made like £1 billion doing it, so what the fuck do I tell people? I'm not going up there. I love the axe because it's still got random crits. It's just sad that you're slower, but
Mission ends in 60 seconds.
I suppose you are right. Most reaction streamers don't do it specifically for that. Because like, it's I think you could probably classify Critical in the reaction streamer camp a little bit, but he does a lot. Charlie does a lot of things that isn't reaction based and does a lot of time just playing games. Also, like, what's the difference between being a reaction streamer and playing games and reacting to it? Because like that when I played 7 Days to Die, I was reacting to that. I think I may have made this point in the past. I think I've made this point before. What's the difference between commentating and reacting? I mean, I think we've said that as well in the past. I think we're just reliving the same timeline. Because it's like, oh, well, commentating is talking about it, and you know, it's bringing it to light and talking about things like that. But it's like, yeah, but you're reacting to these things. People come to the channel because it's the way that you're presenting it, meaning that's the way you're reacting to it. So, when you get so big, you could wait to the point where you're like, oh yeah, I'm one of the biggest. It's a little bit different, you know. Because you can just say, I'm one of the biggest, and people would just be like, oh, that's impressive, that is, well done. You could say anything after that. It's like, oh yeah, I'm the biggest gaming streamer, and it's like, oh wow, so you play games in front of people, and it's like, yeah. But if I'm like, oh yeah, I got 3 people on average that watch me play games, they're like, oh, so you just hang out in your bedroom. So yeah. At least in drama tubing, that is true. Drama tube, I've never watched like that. That is a type of content that I have. What was the? Oh, I thought it was under the ground for some reason. I've never watched that kind of content before. I don't think. I've watched videos on drama, but I've never watched a drama tubing thing. Like, there is a whole subsection of YouTube content that is just people talking about drama within YouTube as it happens. I'll watch some videos occasionally, so that are more that revolve around drama, but it's usually a significant period of time after the main event has happened. You know what I mean? So like The Right Opinion, that kind of thing. You could say that he is a drama tuber, but at the same time, he takes a long time to make his videos. They're like usually like 6 hours long. It goes very in depth, and it's always like after or a significant portion of the way through the drama happening. It's the same with like Jay Aubrey. They're kind of drama tubers, but they're not, because they put more effort into it than just someone sat in their bedroom, in their pristine white and cream bedroom, you know, in front of a camera that's really, really bright, and they're usually a woman, but that's the generalization.
Mission begins in 10,
Yeah. Yeah. It's more like documenting it.
5, 4,
Not like I don't watch the equivalent of The Sun. I don't watch the YouTube equivalent of a tabloid. You know. I've had a fan on this whole time. I hope it's not like picked up at all. And if it has, tough. It's too late now.
control point has been contested.
Random crits for days. Shit. I'll kill my fucking Tinky Winky. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. I find myself watching all manner of things nowadays. Like the sort of content I watch on YouTube is completely different to what it used to be. Sorry, I think it might have paused. Hold on. I tabbed out for a second. I used to like exclusively just watch people playing games, and like the occasional like list video that's like, oh, top 10 times that serial killers ate me, and I'm like, oh, I guess that's interesting. I'll watch about that. Now, I mean, there's not that much of that. That kind of genre died down. But nowadays, I just watch, I don't know, videos on random topics. I'm in the random topic part of YouTube. The only like gameplay channels I watch are Only Plays, and that's it. And even then, it's only when it's something that when they're playing a game I'm interested in. You fucking saying I'm yapping? How dare you? Hi, Rusty. What's this? Have I got a message that I've got to worry about? No. You're here for your monthly follow age check. Ah, there you go. Surely with you don't have to check. You could just add 1 to that. You know it now. You spelled it wrong. Everyone point and laugh at Zombie. You can't. You've spelled it wrong. You're a fake. You're a fraud. You're a faker. Huh. Hi, Dean Dingus. I'm not a faker, you are. It really is like a monthly occurrence for people to, for everyone to be like, hey, look, I got a higher follow age than you. I think there's only like one person that has a higher follow age than anyone else. Wait, what kind of statement is that? That's the stupidest thing that I've ever said. Of course there's someone with a higher age than everyone else. There was like 2 people that started that joined at the exact same time.
Mission begins in 10 seconds.
Why would I say that?
4, 3, 2, 1.
Excusez-moi. Thank you, medic. Where's the enemy? Show me the enemy. God. Where's the baby? Don't mind me. Fuck off. Yeah, try me. But you won't. Where's he gone? There he is. Thinks I'm going that way. Told you, look. I'm an expert at deception. I know how to get into the mind of a sniper. See, look. Even left. You wonder who's the highest? I think it is someone that I always forget the username of, but I will refer to him as Saint. Because that was the username that I remember he had, or that was the nickname I gave him based on his username when he first followed me. I don't think that is the longest, because it's either him, because I started streaming and then I stopped for a year and then I started again, and I don't know if Saint was in that first batch or the second batch. There was someone else. There was someone in that first time who started following me, and then after a year came back. Like when I started streaming again, they're like, "Oh, he clicked on the stream again." I can't remember what his name is though, but he gave me a tank in War Thunder. It's I do find it funny that he bought me a tank which was like 60 quid in War Thunder, and then I just stopped playing War Thunder. I didn't stop. I stopped playing. I stopped streaming for a year. He came in and was like, "Yo, here, have a tank." And I was like, "Oh, thanks. That's very nice." And I stopped streaming for a year. And I was like, I kind of felt bad. I mean, I still feel bad, but not as much as I used to. It's like when I came back, I was like, yeah, I just kind of stopped, didn't I? I got him. Da, da. No, stop it. Yeah. Beautiful. I like that sometimes my microphone settings change and no one notices. So I definitely like faff over the mic settings more than I should, because currently I have not a single bit of modulation on my voice or like compressing or out. This is just the raw audio coming from my through my microphone. I didn't even notice it was like this. I thought when I'm recording voiceover for any videos, I started removing everything, all like filters or anything. And I just never turned them back on and just didn't notice, and evidently no one else noticed, and so I just left them off. You're glad that you found me reduce my TF2 stream, even though I don't play the games you usually watch. I'm chill to lurk and chat to. Thank you. I'm glad that my voice isn't entirely offensive to your ears, because it is to me. I do wonder why that is. Why we don't like our own voice. My favorite theory is that skinwalkers are real, and that's why we want to be afraid of our own voice. Is because if you hear your own voice coming from the woods, you're going to be afraid. Which actually is a conspiracy theory. There is like an evolutionary conspiracy that the reason that we're uncomfortable hearing our own voices and like seeing ourselves is because historically or like ancestrally there was a reason for us to be afraid of seeing ourselves, seeing and hearing ourselves, and that for some reason that creature went extinct or is still lurking out there for all we know.
Mission begins in 10 seconds.
Make sure you just bleed, but you stick tampons in them. So you know what? I appreciate that you're willing to put up with my voice in such a way. I'm willing that everything else about me outweighs actual torture. You think it's unironically a decent reason beside the creature part? What, that we're uncomfortable with ourselves because it would be a bad thing to be able to hear ourselves coming from the woods? Reason is just that it's just so new to humans and stuff that you're not used to hearing your own voice outside of how you normally hear it. I suppose that's fairly decent, but that wouldn't really clock for being like not really liking looking at yourself. I suppose that also kind of checks for why speaking in front of a camera can be so awkward. Oh, we aren't supposed to. Okay, I see. I don't know. I'd be pretty afraid if I heard my own voice coming back to me from the woods. I mean, like you say, we've never, when it comes to like speaking to ourselves. Then again, people speak to themselves all the time. I think I'm the weird one because I find it difficult to talk out loud to myself. I think the fact that humans must have been talking out loud to themselves for forever. It's just I imagine that it's just it's almost like a self-therapy thing. It's the same reason that like cats purr. Oh, I haven't got any ammo. Leave me alone, thank you. What was that medic doing? Did he turn on the not healing beam? Why did he have no health? I think the seeing yourself stuff probably, because like you say, I mean, we have always had puddles before. Like that, puddles, rivers, and lakes is something that we've had for a long time. And then like glass is something that we've had for a while, and while mirrors are a relatively recent invention, they're also not that recent. But like, voice recordings definitely are. Voice and video recordings definitely are. Oops. But yeah, no, I think that there has to be some reason. I mean, it doesn't have to be. I'm going to go with the Skinwalker, though, because, like with everything, it just makes the world more fun, doesn't it? Do you think there is anyone out there who, like, believes in gnomes and goblins and things, and skinwalkers and lizard people? Not because of the conspiracy theories making them go crazy. Like, they're perfectly sane, and they know that they don't exist, but they're like, no, no, I want them to exist because it just makes life more interesting. Because it does. As long as you don't allow that to, you know, impact your real perception of the world is a whole lot more interesting if you believe the conspiracy theories. It wasn't me, don't hurt me. Kill the scout instead. Yeah, don't use the Natasha. Alex Jones, that's true actually. Nah, Alex Jones doesn't do it for whimsy though. He does it because he has an addiction to buying watches that are like 100 grand. Alex Jones has an addiction to spending money. I mean just like a random guy who doesn't gain anything from believing these things. Da, 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 da. I can't remember who it was. There was a YouTube video that I saw that touched on, like, Alex Jones does what he does, partly what he does. It is a lot because of the money that he earns from it, because he earns stupid amounts of money. Because he sells like, because like the supplements and courses and things, that he just earns a lot of money and he spends it all on like luxury goods. Is the medic in trouble? No. Now he is. As I said that, I heard him get pinned to the wall behind me. The whole thing where if you see yourself right in the mirror, not flipped, it fucks you up. Oh, that's unfortunate for him. That's... Ah. Da, 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 da. But yeah, I think that the Skinwalker is real, and we should all be very afraid. Be afraid of the Skinwalkers. I think the older the myth and or legend is, the more you should believe it. Most people go, oh, you know, the ancient Greeks, what did they know? They were ancient. They lived thousands of years ago. They can't have possibly had the ability to comprehend the world. But they were also around, like, when the world was still more just primitive as a whole. Like, nowadays, you know, we have the ability to capture everything and be like, yo, we've got pictures of this. But they've been saying it. People have been saying that, like, there's a Minotaur under the ground somewhere for you know, and that the gods are on Mount Olympus. They were saying that first. You know what I mean? I mean, people were saying things before then. I don't just mean the ancient Greeks. I mean that we should go back as far back, because if religion is real, then the further back that you go, the more real it's going to be. You know what I mean? Christianity is only a few thousand years old. So, well, a couple thousand years old. But humans have been praying to, like, rocks and things for millennia. Do I count God as a myth? Well, if Americans, if you count things like the if you refer to things like ancient Greek gods as mythical things, as existing as being mythical, then you're gonna have to refer to the Judo-Christian god as a myth. I keep all my bases open when it comes to religion because I want that if I die and end up in front of God, I want to be able to say to him, "Listen, I was skeptic. I was skeptical. I didn't outright deny you." And he'll go, "Yeah, no, you know what? You got a point there." Oh, 1 HP. Da, 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 da. Da. It's just, I mean, the idea of I'm gonna end up sounding just like a bread tuber, but not like me, like the like a right wing YouTuber. If I make claims about like religion and the way that the idea of there being a god is very much a Eurocentric, Western centric mindset. I mean, obviously the religions originate from the Middle East, but they've been adapted into what we see today, which is very westernized. They all originally came from. Oh, he died at 4 damage. Ah, they all disregard any possibility that anything was really happening on the other side of the world. When we have evidence that things was in fact happening on the other side of the world during a lot of the times that they were talking about. That'll do me. Da-na-na. Da-da-da. Da-da-da. I do like that. I like learning about things like the Bible, though. As much as I don't really believe any of the stories, I mean, I believe that a number of them could have very much happened. At the end of the day, it's not just a book about teaching. It's a chronicling of some of the time. So it is useful as a source, as a historical source. I do think that a lot of the more fantastical stories in it are still interesting to hear about, because like I said, they're stories. A lot of the things that are in it were meant to be told to people. That was the whole point. When during a period of time where where the average human couldn't speak, everything had to be told through story. I mean, it didn't have to be, but you know what I mean. It was a way of communicating with people. And so a lot of the stories are good stories, or at least are interesting stories to listen to and have told to you, because that was what their intention was. So it's like, what did I say? Did I say couldn't read? I mean, they were obviously, for the most part, they were all being kept down by the global elite anyway. But I mean, well, it wasn't really the global elite. It was like the local farm owner, but same thing, right? Well, landowner. It was the same. That was there. Did I say couldn't speak? Sorry, I meant couldn't read. No, they could. They could speak. No, they could definitely read. They could definitely speak. They just couldn't read and write.
We have a teleport and center base in the left flank.
Da 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 da. Da 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 da. We made him for St. Jesus was supposed to be sure of traveling around the same area. It's yeah. The thing is, there's the different schools of thought on it. It's like you've got the people that are like, no, you can't make fun of people's sacred religions, and then there's the people that are like, fuck it. I can say whatever I want. Oh. Oh, that's where the teleport is. It's an interesting place to put it that I never really thought about. Don't stand there, Heavy. I think it might be destroyed. But no, I do think that I do think that a lot of things are a lot of religious stories are interesting. Like I said, they were all designed to tell stories. My biggest, like, I'd say, like, my biggest gripe with it is the fact that stories change over time, and so the story that you're reading now is not the story that was written 2,000 years ago. And so people, like, refer to them as, like, sacred texts or whatever, but the sacred texts have been lost, and archaeologists and historians work to find it. Like, they're constantly finding, well, not constantly, but, you know, they do find, like, fragments of old scrolls and original books of the Bible. And sometimes, like, if that book of the Bible, if they find a new book of the Bible or the Torah or whatever, and it contradicts what they know now, well, they just go, no, that didn't happen, or that must be a book, that's one of the heretical books, which obviously they wouldn't just straight up say that. You know, there would be research into it, into whether or not that this is, like, legit or whatever. But it's also the fact that it all starts with the fact that like, the religious texts that people are reading today are unlikely to be the religious texts that were written thousands of years ago. I hear people screaming and shouting. I think the Vikings are attacking me for practicing religion. Fucking mind. Like well, I was going to say the King James Bible, but that is, yes, that's one of the things that's, like, that's been translated so many times, and every version of the King James Bible, even though it will be labeled the King James Bible, will have slight differences to it. And then, or like the biggest thing for me is the Church of England, which to me makes no sense. The Church of England doesn't make any sense to me, because that was just Henry VIII went, I want to marry this woman and I'm already married, and the Pope went no, and so Henry VIII went, fine, I'll write my own Bible. And it's like, so that there is just blatantly just a guy who wanted his own religion, and he got it. The stories were exaggerated because, of course, they were. People's understanding of the world back then was not as broad as today, so stories and tale was told in an exaggerated manner to make sure that the very essence came across, not through understanding, but every single word, but through emotion. I mean, you've got to give some credit to the people that they were human beings. They did have the capacity to learn these things, but they'd also, just like you said, their understanding wasn't as broad. So they just didn't know. You know, it's like folklore. You can tell, you can say to a child or to a person, don't walk off into the woods, you'll die. But then they're going to go, no, I won't, and just walk off into the woods. And so they're going to go, so instead, so don't walk off into the woods, there's a skinwalker. You know, it's much easier to get that across if you just say it. Or if, you know, people are going missing. Back in the day, people would just go missing. No one really knows why, because that's just what happened. People didn't travel very far. So if someone walks off and goes missing in the woods, where's he gone? I don't know, probably a Wendigo. You know? Or, like, if you listen to, like, the Native American tales of of the Wendigo, and maybe the Skinwalker, I'm not sure. I think it's the Wendigo, though. Stories of the Wendigo, if you listen to, like, what they are, they're very much just don't eat people. Like, we don't do that here. Do not eat a human being, no matter how bad the world gets, no matter how hard times become. Do not eat human beings, or else you'll turn into a Wendigo. And it's like, yeah, because it's telling a story. It's telling a story. It's teaching a lesson. The lesson is, don't eat people, because back then, I know it historically, yeah, back then, if you're just like, if you're a tribal sage that everyone's like, oh, you know, if you have questions, you go to the sage, you go to the elder, and people are like, well, you're telling us not to eat people, but we need food. Why can't we eat people? And it's like, instinctively you may know that eating human is wrong, but they don't necessarily have the technology and the understanding to explain why it's wrong. And it's like, you'll turn into a Wendigo, okay? I don't know why you can't eat people. You're gonna turn into a Wendigo. Just live with it. And everyone goes, I don't want to turn into a Wendigo, so I'm not gonna eat a person. Obviously, that's the simplification. I'm not a historian, but a lot of it is just telling stories. Do a lot of them have to do with the weather? A lot of them are just stories. Like, people didn't have anything to do back then. It's like when people say, like, oh, why did people have kids back then? It's like, because they had nothing better to do. It's like, yeah, they fucking, people get bored. People told stories and fucked each other. That's all you did back historically. There was nothing to do. You can run around in the forest, you can pet a horse, you can farm a field, you can tell a story, you can have sex. That's it. You know. People didn't. People were generally also from. No, yeah, but that's still the same today. People still say that. It's the same. It's not changed. It's human. I'd say human nature to an extent to be afraid, or to be at least, to be a little bit wary of things that are new. But that's the thing. It's like, you can wouldn't you like start thinking about the different stories of the Bible and the way that a lot of them are told. A lot of them answer very basic questions about life. Where did we come from? Well, Exodus. Wait, is it Exodus? Is that the first book of the Bible? It's like, where did we come from? Well, two people. Originally there were two people. And it's like, well, where did they come from? And then it's like, well, God made the first one. God made the first one. It's like, well, okay, so why did my dad die? And it's like, well, here's the thing. Those two people that I talked about that were the first, yeah, well, one of them ate an apple that he shouldn't have done, and now everyone dies. And it's like, snakes are scary, therefore serpents are a problem. You know, therefore the thing in charge, the thing that caused evil, is a snake. I don't know. I mean, it's a serpent. Actually, to be fair, they never actually mentioned that. I think that's one of those things that people like to bring up to make themselves feel better than anyone else who brings up the Bible, is that, did you know it didn't actually fucking have that? Genesis, that's it. Exodus is like when the Jews are leaving Egypt or something in it. I would imagine, just based on the name. That is a complete guess. But yes, no, Genesis makes sense. But you know, it's just, the Genesis point of something is the beginning. Old Granny O's saggy tits could be creating the recipe for Jägermeister with different potions, and people go like, she's making a potion, throw her in the ocean with concrete tied to her feet. That's the thing. Like, that's what's happening nowadays. You want a delicious Jaeger bomb, and you get tried for treason. Would anyone like a Jaeger bomb? Oh yeah, I remember that. The best part about that is that there was never really anyone debunking that. There's nothing that came out to be like, listen, stop doing that. Obviously people weren't, they were like, please don't. But like, that just fizzled out on its own. People are like, oh, we've burnt enough, we've saved it. But no, like, people still do the same. People do that all the time. It's an inevitability of the way that human seems to be. Drink. Are we taking this? And that? It's probably, that is true. That did happen. That is also something that happened. I don't want to go out there yet. I got fucking 27 collectibles. It's fucking dangerous. Oh no, we're being picked off one by one. Yo, no! Help! 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 Help me! Help me! Help! Ah! Fuck! Someone grab it! Yes! The pyro got it. No! Microsoft PowerPoint 2007 died! Da-na-na. It's up to 40 now. So many of them. What the fuck was that? Maybe I got hit by friendly. Current in general is an eye-opener of how stupid we still are. There's a virus that kills people. No, it's the government. Oh no, see, thinks the government introduced it. Ziggy's deep in. Ziggy's Alex Jones. Is Alex Jones in? Jones in for a new conspiracy. That's what I always say. Now there is I'm not. I do know that the government did definitely was not. The governments of the world definitely could have done a whole lot more to, you know, have the world not be shit. It's a fucking spy. Da 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 da. I just freaking was like, I'm afraid I'd taken that spy down if he's near me. There's people. One of my sorry. In Germany, there was an interview with a lady who claimed she could connect her phone to her own blood through Wi-Fi after she got the vaccination. So this is a second-hand story. My friend, yeah, where he worked, had people at his job claiming that they became magnetic after having the vaccine. People where he worked were claiming that they were magnetic after they got the vaccine because they were putting coins on their skin and it was sticking there. And it's like, no, you weren't. You're fucking sweaty. Also, I don't think the coin that you put on your skin was even magnetic. I can't remember. My friend didn't specify what coin it was, but it's very possible that the coin they put on their skin wasn't even magnetic. Because I know that there are some coins that are. Some coins do contain ferrous metals, but I know that some of them don't. So, I think there are some coins that might be magnetic, but if that's I may be the stupid one in that case. It's very possible that they're not. Do I have? I've got some coinage here. I don't know if I've got a magnet anywhere. Oh wait, yeah, I do. Hold on.
Please proceed to the test chamber.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, the penny's magnetic. I've got this. Got like those magnet cube things. This penny is. I think the brown coins, the 1 and 2p's in the UK are magnetic. The 5p might as well, but I'm not too sure. Oh cock, oh, that's fine. I'll move this. I'm gonna put this magnet back.
Shields deactivated. Deposit samples in the core.
I also tested a €5 or whatever it is that I've got on my shelf. That isn't. I've got a Zloty somewhere, but I don't know if that's magnetic. I don't know where that is. This is a Polish coin. Apparently, it was 40 degrees in Poland yesterday. I I ordered pizza yesterday, and my delivery driver was presumably Polish, because he was like, "Oh, I was talking to my son back in Poland earlier. He just gave me this information. Usually they just come in and say, 'Here you go,' and leave. They don't come in. They don't enter my house." He handed me the food and was like, "I was talking to my son over in Poland earlier, and he said it's 40 degrees." And I was like, "Fuck." It's like 27. It was like 20. It was just under 30, I think. Here, it's like I don't think I could stand 40. Where I am. All right, Halo. Make sure to clean up well. You don't want to get anus diseases. When it comes to natural disasters, people are idiots. That's true. Yes. People are idiots. It's not even natural disasters. People are idiots. That's the end of it. If you allow people to be idiots, they will be idiots. It's not. It's not necessarily. There doesn't even have to be any problems for people to become idiots. I saw that. Look at that. That was like the perfect thing where he just went round the back of it and disappeared. It's like when the bus comes and you see a guy disappear behind it. See now he can reflect? No. I mean, he might have done, but I don't want to. Shit. Ugh. The problem, the main problem is, I think a lot of times with those like big those problems that people come up with, like conspiracy theories and things, is that they start off really small, but because the people that are yeah. I was just thinking back to something that my uncle said the other day, something to do with the the Paris the Olympic opening ceremony, saying that like there's a big outrage over it because it was a bit strange in places, and I don't mean strange as in, you know, it had gay people in it. I mean strange as in just some of the imagery was a bit weird. But it is the Olympic opening ceremony, and they're always a bit strange. But like, I remember my uncle, who is very much on the far right of the spectrum, I think. He was like, he was talking, he was mentioning like, oh yeah, there's a big outcry over the opening ceremony. I didn't respond to him. It was too hot and I was too tired, and I just didn't really want to fucking argue with him, especially because he was sat at the other end of the garden. I wasn't going to yell about conspiracies at him. But like, there's not an outcry over that. There's an outcry within far right circles, but they have tricked themselves into believing that there's an outcry and that the rest of the world cares. But in reality, everyone who just sits in a non-political sphere, they don't care. Yeah, it's the echo chamber. And I was like, there's no outcry. There's no one's got conspiracies about this. There's no one. One of the things is like, oh yeah, the people are like, you know, the Muslims are all getting annoyed that there's no like Muhammad or there's no, not Muhammad, because of course they don't depict Muhammad. But you know, there's no like, oh, there's none of that. And it's like, no, they're not. No, there's no fucking outcry from the Muslim community. There's no outcry from the general population because gay people and trans people and other people were being. Actually, I don't know if trans people were in it. I assume they were. I didn't watch the opening ceremony. I did not care. It's the Olympics. But I think most people also have the same opinion on the Olympics. No one fucking cares. But that's the thing, is that no one cares. There's nothing going on, but because they're in their echo chamber, they just assume that the rest of the world cares about these things, and that because they're angry, everyone else is. And it's like, no, they're not. No one cared. Everyone, on both I would say everyone on both the left and right about it were Everyone on both the left and right were in agreement that the opening ceremony had some strange imagery in it. I don't think anyone really cared about who was the one performing the imagery. Some people were calling it satanic, I heard, but that's always fun to see the satanic panic creep back in again. You know, you care about gas prices. That is the biggest thing. I bet it's Keir Starmer's fault somehow. I assume you mean like petrol prices, and not like turning the hob on. Almost €2, and you're in the gas capital of the world, Germany. People have always been saying that Germany is the Kuwait of Europe.
Shields back up. Wait for further instruction.
Cars all over the place.
Luckily, I don't drive, so I don't know anything about gas prices. I just know that people like to complain about them. Even when a country has comparatively low gas prices, they then like to complain that it's gone up, even if it's still lower than everyone else's. Won't be a problem if the whole world was walkable. Everywhere in the world should have a walking bridge to it. I knew he was going to shoot me if I stood that close. I knew it would kill him. The best thing is the majority of the price comes from taxes. I assume that's partly an incentive thing to try and stop people from driving.
Within legal limits.
Oops. Oops, that's mine. You can't have that. It's my health pack. Get off it. Get your grubby bits off my health pack. Oops. What's that? Where you live, there's no functional public transport. See, that is always the problem. Is that they never take into account the fact that even a country with amazing public transport still will have places where it's required. Even a country like Japan, where you can go anywhere by the train or by bus, there is still parts of the country that is still significantly more rural than everywhere else that will need public transport, that will still need a car. Or just like the fact that some people need cars just because it is useful to have for certain things. You have buses and they're either late, drive past, don't arrive at all, or don't know which route they're supposed to drive. What do you mean don't know what route they're supposed to drive?
Another day, another nickel.
You know, I've just come to a conclusion about something. This is unrelated to what you're saying, Ziggy. But I kind of feel like earlier when Orc came in, it was asking if I was alright. I feel like he may have been joking about the fact that Soldier is small in the corner where my webcam would usually be. I feel like I might have completely fundamentally misunderstood what he was doing. Never mind. I'm so used to Team Fortress 2, I just forget that I'm down there and no, it's not me. Sorry, it was a slip. I'm not Soldier. I just forget that that's down there. Da-na-na-da-na-na. But Is there not? Does Germany not have like nationalized buses? Or I think I think the UK might. That's more on the bankrupt part of it, not the Polish part. Da-na-na-na. Actually, the UK might or might not. I'm not too sure. I remember there being something about nationalised bus services. Someone was being said about it, but I'm not sure. Da-da-da-da. Busy private bus companies compete with contracts. Ah, okay. That's kind of how the train system was in the UK when they privatised it. But, you know, that didn't go well for anyone. Not a single person benefited from the privatised train system in the UK. The best part about it is that they nationalised it again, just to be like, all right, you fucked it up too much, we're gonna nationalise it. And during the time that it was nationalised, or at least more nationalised, it worked perfectly. And then they privatised it again. It went to shit. I've never been on a train before, so I don't know what it's like to actually go through the train, like to try and get on a train so I can't speak from personal experience. But the rail system in the UK used to be national. It used to be owned by the government. It used to be a public service. And it worked fine. It was great. It was, as far as I'm aware, it worked very good. But old Margaret Thatcher came along and went, no, that looks like socialism to me, or that's too nice of a thing for us. So there we go, that'll do. Like, that's too good for us. I'm selling it, and so they sold it, and it immediately went to shit. And so I think what they then did went, okay. Because there's a lot of like really small random towns in the UK that the only way to like get from them to anywhere else other than by road is by this train line. So they are contractually obligated. Anyone who runs the train, is obligated contractually to run these lines, whether they're profitable or not, because it's considered like a lifeline to the community, you know. Which that's a good thing. That should be the case. But then there was also like regulations that the government imposed on how much it had to cost, like how much a ticket had to cost, and how frequently they had to run, and all these other things that meant that there was no room for the fucking mind. There was no room for the train companies to do anything outside of that. So they had to bid for the ability to run the train line, or they had to bid for the ability to run it. But there was so many there were so many terms and conditions that even though they had to bid for it, so they had to pay off a loan. I think they had to pay off that bid and prove to the government that they were capable of continuously running it and running it efficiently, and I think also earning money on it, because it was a business, it was a private business, so they had to do all that. They had to do that under the strict supervision of the government. And so it's like, why not just have the government run it if the whole point is that the government wants these very strict standards that mean that there is no way to make a profit. And so it just kind of got bad. And like I said, something would like a company would be running it, and that company would then go bankrupt, because obviously, of course they would, because they're paying absurd rates to the government to be able to run the train line, and then they're having to run it on such a tight set of rules that there's no room to make a profit, and so they go bankrupt, to which the government would have to bail that out and take control of the train services again. And then the quality of the service would go up because the government was in control again, and then they'd restart the progress. It's fine. But yeah, so that's what happened with Margaret Thatcher's of Britain. One team is getting fucked. Yeah, of course. It's always the case. I think there might be some experiments in the UK, or some tentative thoughts about making energy public. Having an energy company that's public. They're usually like proper companies. They run as companies, I think, but they're owned mostly by the government. I'm not too sure how it works. I'm not a politician or sociologist or like that. I'm not Tom Nicholas. What are you doing up here? Try me. Oh, I missed that. No worries. Fuck off. R-A-T-E, you ain't got no rate. I don't know what that means. I was thinking about rats because there's a guy on my team called it's a guy on the enemy team that's like Mr. Rat. And then I started singing a song, but there wasn't enough syllables to say that to only spell rat. Did we win? I didn't even notice. I thought I was on the other team. I thought we were losing. I thought we were losing by a wide margin, but it turns out no, we weren't. My favourite thing about Team Fortress 2 updates is when you get to like 3 days before the update's going to leave and they're still updating the maps that even aren't going to be in the main game. And it's like, oh, thanks for that. It's like the day 2 days after the event ends and you see an update that's like, oh, we fixed this problem with the map. And it's like, yeah, it's not in rotation anymore. We can't play it. You know what the UK needs? What? Elon Musk. I think we do. I think we need fucking hyper factory or whatever. Actually, we're building hyper factories, or what they're called. Mega factories. Big factories. Hi, Halo. You didn't miss anything. We're just talking about trains. Trains and buses. Da-da. I need Elon Musk. I think, well, we need him to build us a hyperloop that goes from Glasgow to London that can take one person at a time. But, yeah, it's 200, whatever that is. I don't think Elon Musk could do shit for anyone. Doesn't look nice when you shoot at that. Elon's crust. Don't talk about Daddy Elon like that. Maybe Elon should fucking do something worth talking about nicely then. Yeah. Take that, Elon. Elon Musk hasn't done anything worth talking about in ages. Because he's never done anything worth talking about. Elon Musk went, I'm going to kickstart the world's, like, you know, I'm going to kickstart an industry that's not really been going anywhere. And then the moment that he did, everyone was like, oh, that's really cool. But then the rest of the world's all the companies in the rest of the world started doing it again. Like Tesla and everything. It's like, yeah, that was great when you first announced it because no one else was making electric cars. They were stupidly expensive and no one like could actually afford to buy a Tesla. But you know, at least it was going in the right direction. I mean, this was before we knew just how weird Elon Musk was. But now, then all the established companies that can make buildings that can make cars for much cheaper and much quicker and at a much higher quality started getting into the electric car business, and people started to realize that, hold on, Elon Musk isn't actually very good at running a business. Da-na. And then obviously there's the whole fast forward a few years and the Cybertruck being actually awful. Da, 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 da. And then all the other just crazy ideas that he puts his name on, and then once the general public begin to realize that it's a stupid idea, he then quietly removes himself from like Hyperloop and things. Wasn't even his original idea, I don't think. That was like some random team that he just slapped his name on. I mean, that was what he did with PayPal. Everyone goes like, oh, wasn't Elon Musk like the owner of PayPal? It's like, no, he just bought into it partway through and just slapped his name on it. I almost spat on the pop shield. He just put his name on PayPal, being like, yeah, I'm the one that made this. It's like, no, you didn't. Two random guys made it, and he just came in and just claimed that it was his. Have I heard that he wanted to cash out bonus? Wanted to cash out a bonus at Tesla for an amount higher, just slower than the entire company. What? What? Wait, he wanted to give himself a bonus. He wanted to give himself money that was just only just lower than the value of the company. What? How does that work? Where does that money come from? That's the valuation. What? Also, a bonus for what? What's he? He hasn't done anything. Oh, 40 billion. For what's he gonna do with $40 billion? Like, I mean, I can't really imagine what a company needs $40 billion for, but I can at least say that no human being themselves wants $40 billion. I don't think anyone should like Elon Musk. This might be a controversial statement. I know, really fucking putting the brakes on or whatever. He's just a bit. I don't. I mean, it's just the way that he thinks about things, and because he's managed to get to the top. When I say he thinks about things, it's his political views. His political views being that as a very libertarian. It just means that he thinks that he's immune to someone sniping him from 400 meters away with a 12.7mm rifle. Actually, he probably is with how thick his torso is. You could stop a bullet with that. He's got like Captain America torso, hasn't he? I'm taking this. Oh, well, back up here again. I think that's fine. I think the worst part about just like rich people, not the worst, but there's fucking plenty of things that's bad about rich people, is that they always it's just the fact that they have more money than is necessary, and like they just they're like, oh yeah, no, I deserve this much money because of the effort that I put in. And it's like, no, you don't put any effort in. You probably work like 4 hours a week. I don't like any rich people, I'll be honest. And I know this is completely off topic. It's not on topic, but it's also not. It's not. It's a strange thing for me to say right after that. But like, I include even like small rich people, like minor rich people, and the only name that came to mind was Mr. Beast. I do not like him. I don't like any rich YouTubers. Like you have a few million in the bank. There's more money than you need, you know. if you're working with that much, but if you just got that, you don't need it. Would I like it? Yes. And if someone offered it me, I would take it. But I would also like gracefully accept if someone then put a bullet to the back of, through the back of my head and said, "Sorry, it's it's for the socialist revolution." I'd get it. You know what I mean? I lived a good life for a little bit. I enjoyed my millions while I had them, but I do understand that I do have to give this up at some point. But like if I'm only human, and if I was given the opportunity to be rich beyond means, I would definitely take it. And I would understand if someone wanted to kill me for it, but I would probably not fight to keep it. But I might actually, but it's a cool little tank. I like this map 'cause it's got a helicopter and a tank on it. You won the lottery recently, like, genuinely? As in, like, yeah. Yeah, I was going to say. Did you... So technically counts. The most I've ever won on the lottery is like 20 quid, which is decent. But I just then put that back in the lottery. It's like if I won, easy come, easy go, innit? Da, 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 da. Oops. Da, 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 da. Cashed it out and bought some cream cheese. Oh, congratulations! That is a extravagant purchase. You could have bought a liter of fuel. A liter? Yeah, $2 €2 a liter, $2 a gallon, $2 a drip, a suck. You pay $2 and it just turns the hose on for 5 minutes, and it's how much you can suck out with your mouth. Can I walk on the barrel? No. Oh, there we go. Just slurping down petrol. Waste not, want not. Oi! Ugh, it's fucking hot. The thing is, like I said, I've got a fan on blowing cold air at my feet, but it doesn't really do anything because the air it's blowing at my feet is warm. It's like, oh, it's fine for a little bit, and then it's like it's just circulating hot air. Yeah, I didn't even know we were close to winning. I was not paying much attention. Ugh. I have to always specify when talking about like hating rich people that I would become the most hateable rich person if I was rich. But that's mostly because if I didn't, and then if for whatever reason I say that, and then I become like really, really big on the internet, and I make £1 billion through YouTube or Twitch or whatever, I have to specify that I would definitely be corrupted by money and wealth. Because otherwise people would then point at me and be like, look, he's a hypocrite. And it's like, no. I, like everyone else, hate people that are of means when I am not. And I'm using socialism to hide that fact. I'm using Marxism to explain why I don't like the rich until I then become rich, in which I would then start using Henry Ford as my idol. And my goal would then be to, following the ideas of Ford, to buy YouTube so I can then own the means of production. This isn't about seizing the means of production. This is about owning the means of production. I start off as a socialist, as a communist, being like, communist and socialist, being like, time to seize the means of production. And then once I've seized them, I use them myself. Fucking mind. That is a mind now. You spy? No. Hi, Zoe. We're over here. No, fuck off. Go here. Can I actually get? Was there over here? No, I'm just being an idiot. I can't climb up there. But I'll do. Beautiful, beautiful. Are you not feeling the draw to want to wear Nike or Nike? Sorry. Yeah, trick me into jumping off out of a helicopter. I'm not gonna do that. I'm scared of heights. I ain't getting. I'm not. Well, not really, but. I don't want to go in a helicopter. What if I die jumping out of it? Did I miss your birthday? Sorry. That's we could just pretend that it's now. I say happy birthday, sorry. Where's he gone? He's around here somewhere. There he is. You're a spy. Oh no. I did definitely not promise you 5,000 Robux. You will get a firm handshake and that's it. Unfortunately, I can't give you the handshake. You're a man now, sorry. You're a man now. You don't get Robux. You get a handshake for your birthday and that's it. The mods are gonna... The mods have no power here. Lying is now a crime on Twitch. You can't lie. It's not even a channel rule. It's a Twitch rule. Any lies will be punished harshly. It's not even with a Twitch ban. You get reported to the police. Oink. Oh no. It's my friend on the other team. No. That medic looked familiar. But yeah, you're a big boy now, sorry. Now you officially, well, not officially. I think you've still got like a year to go before you're officially a big boy. Dun, 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 dun. Well, at least in the West. I don't really know how. I don't know what age, how age responsibilities change as you grow up in Asia. Wait. Oh wait, you are officially a big boy then. What if they give you a metal kidney though? What if they say you ain't getting out of it? You're gonna have to swallow this. And they hand you a big metal kidney and you better swallow. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, I'm going out here instead. I'm not going up there. Yeah. They turn you into Raiden. do, mate. Or like they give you a Gundam. They fill your bloods with like bloods. They fill your blood with. They hook you up to a Gundam and say this here is your dialysis machine. Thailand all this time has been working on Gundams, but unfortunately they are exclusively also medical equipment. You can have it, you get it for free, and you can keep it, but you do have to be in the army your entire life. They always say that the army is like 10, 20 years ahead of the general public. And that's what's happening here. Is that they've created a Gundam that you can sit in. It's gonna be 20 years before they have got one that's for the general public. What's the spider there? That's someone else's problem. You die to it, like I said. It's you. It's on you. So 2 years, yeah, but that's the thing. It's the price of getting the Gundam is that you do have to sit, because like you become part of it. You become part of the machine. You become part of the machine, and the machine becomes part of you. And so you then have to you can leave, but then you'd have to go back on the list of looking for donors. Da, 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 da. I'm dying. I need to go on the iron lung. Where the fuck are you going? Get down from there. Da, 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 da. Why don't you just join the Thai army? It'd be fun. Don't tell them about your kidney, and then just one day you'd fall over in your entire skin loses all color, and you fall over mid training, and they're like, "What the fuck has happened?" Just really freak them out. You learn how to use a gun, and then once you've gone through learning how to use a gun, then you hope that that's when the problems start. And if they say why you're here, and it's like, well, you had conscription. If you didn't want people with only one kidney, you shouldn't have had conscription. Yes, Biden is still alive. He's stepping down once the elections start. He's not running in the next election, but he's not dead, as far as I'm aware. Unless within the last few hours, he has fallen down the stairs, or he flushed the toilet while sat on an Air Force One, on the toilet on Air Force One, and got sucked out. Became skippity toilet. We've got it's gonna be fun. You can't believe that Biden outlived the Queen of England. He didn't outlive the Queen of England. The Queen of England died older than him. I mean, he could still live. He could still live to outlive the Queen. There is still time. Or well, take over her in terms of years lived. Because by that logic, you could say that I outlived the Queen. He's not running for re-elections and does, yeah.
Prepare to compete in 60 seconds.
Du-du-du-du-du-du-du. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a fun end of the year. It will be. There's gonna be there's gonna be an insurrection either way. Whether Trump wins or loses, there's gonna be there's gonna be an insurrection. Of course, if he loses, we're gonna do it. We're gonna see into the January 6th. And if he wins, we will anyway. It's a lose-lose situation, really. Oh yeah, I saw that. Sorry, I saw when he said the president of Ukraine, Putin. Dead dear. So the one person you couldn't have said. He could have said Barney the dinosaur, and people would have. It would have been more understandable. So now to hand you over to the president of Ukraine. The boat from Rosie and Jim. You wouldn't get that. There's not a single. I don't think there's a single British person in the chat. You would not. No. It's the plane from that show with the woman and the dog. Will Biden outlive his presidency? That's not a thinly veiled threat, CIA. I know you're listening. I know I've said some things that could make you listen. That wasn't a threat. There was a question of will he? He's gone now. You never know. I think Jimmy Carter should come back in his final years. Wait, no, I don't want to set fire to that heavy. I want to set fire to these guys here. It'll do. It's good enough. Not the cleanest, but it'll do. John Paul Jones is a pirate. What team am I on? Red team? Okay. Wait! Stop that. Ignoring that. Oh yeah, I can't hide because I'm the guy that's in the fucking middle. I'm the guy that I had my outline on. I had the most collectible things, whatever they're called. I had the most of anyone, so that would highlight me. Oh, anyone on the team. I was a team leader. I'm not going in there. Excuse me. Gotta keep spy checking, you never know. I love that people get annoyed at pyros for spy checking and like running around doing this. And it's like, yeah, it's what they're meant to do. Oh, I was hoping to reflect that rocket. It's a little bit it's difficult to do to reflect the sentry guns, but when you can pull it off, it's very fun. It's only difficult because it's shooting at you with his machine guns. Otherwise, it'd be easy. And it's also, like, not very useful. Like, it can be, but because you're... but because you're shooting at the turret, even if he does, like... even if you do manage to reflect it, it's a little bit like... It's probably just going to hit the turret anyway, and it's not going to do that much damage. No! Fuck off. Fucking little heavies running around. Your recruitment year is 2025. I was going to say you've got loads of time, but no, that's next year. Da, 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 da. I refuse to believe that next year is 2025. It's still 2021 for as far as I'm aware. Oh, there's a spider behind me. Yeah. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. Perfect. I mean, actually, someone else got the kill, but I managed to do some stuff, so... why are they voting to kick him? I don't care. I'm, abstaining. He isn't AFK. He's moving around. Why, what? Da, 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 da. You're gonna become a super soldier, Salty. You're gonna... You'll end up... You'll go into... You're gonna end up, like, on a special division, like, riding, tigers or something. Da, 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 carrying a whatever weapon the Thai army carries. Well, at least that's what I imagine they do with conscripts in in the armies. I much prefer that conscripts don't just get put into as like frontline grunt work, and that you end up, you know, you can have like the progression that you see in like anime. What the fuck did I just... What the fuck was that? Yeah. Usually conscripts just end up being, like I said, there's grunts or like realigned things. An elephant, yeah, that'd be better. The one supposed about Thai troop carrying an F-16 into the fight now. Oh, not the M16, the F-50. is that the type of, is that the name of the gun? Or is every Thai soldier equipped with an F-16? It's standard issue. The standard issue F-16, F-15.
It's like 16. Go pick them up.
Did F-16 instead of M16. The people in procurement was sweating profusely that day. They're like, oh no, what are they expecting us to get, everyone? It's just the, yeah, you do just have the yeah, it's the F-16. It's just like the front of it with the air intake and the cannon on it. Be perfect. I assume that like a lot of the training for a lot of military training in Thailand would be jungle fighting. I just imagine that like 90% of Thailand is jungle. So it's not going to be good in a traditional sense for fighting in like a jungle biome, but at least with the 20 mil you can cut down everything in your way. The streamer who somehow managed to have a 116 watch streak on his stream. That is a lot of effort, especially for something that I don't know the reference. Oh, excuse me. Oh, that's funny. I'm not I haven't sat down and watched like 19 hours of Oh, I should have just continued flaming. I haven't sat down and watched like 19 hours of COD Zombies lore. All on a midsummer's morn, surely we'll sing of no little thing. Oh, okay. I see. Return night. Conjuring Sama in. Howdy. Shit. Wait, go away. Yeah, there we go. Oh, what? Why did they not? Wait, oh, I got him. Didn't do much damage, but I got him. It's only 7 hours, but still longer to get. It is long as fuck. I'm not opposed to watching a 7-hour long video, but you know. Usually when I see a 7-hour video, it's not on Call of Duty Zombies lore. Sorry, Heavy. No. Singing oak and dash and thorn. Okay. Don't mind me, just passing through. Don't mind me, just passing away. Oh, what? Why did it not fire? If the Elden Ring lore video, there's one that's like 12 hours long and it's part 1. There is so much Elden Ring lore out there. I haven't sat down and watched like a video that's 12 hours long on Elden Ring lore, but I have sat down and watched videos that are over an hour long on Elden Ring lore. I still don't even know what any of the Elden Ring lore is. I would just put it on in the background. But like, it is so much. It's just like I don't know. I don't know how or if any. Ah. I am surprised. I would be surprised if there's anyone that sees those videos that are like that's like 12 hours long. It's like 12 hours of Elden Ring lore or 12 hours of 7 hours of COD Zombies lore. I'd be surprised if there's anyone that sits down and watches the entire thing. Like, watches it. Not like... Because I just put it on in the background while playing like World of Warcraft or whatever. Or Elden Ring. And I'd be surprised if there's anyone who would sit there in, like, silence watching it. Because I couldn't. I just don't think I could. You've been learning the No Man's Sky lore? I didn't even know No Man's Sky had any lore. Unless it's the IRL No Man's Sky lore. Which is, it was lost, but now I'm found. Da, da, da. Da, da, da. Was born, but now I see. Sa-da-dum, da-da-da. Scotch Living Game History. Well, I'm glad you found something to pass the time with. I've always kind of wanted to try No Man's Sky, but at the same time, I also haven't. I understand that it's much better than it used to be, which is partly why I wanted to try and play it a little bit. But I've just never come around to doing it. There's so many different games that I want to play that I just keep forgetting to come around to playing. I'm at a point now where I've got my computer's hard drive is pretty much full. Because, for instance, I've got like World of Warcraft installed, I've got Elden Ring installed, and then I've got a load of random like streams and video clips that I've got for like video making. So I haven't actually got any room to install any more games. And it's like, I don't want to uninstall World of Warcraft because that's just a game that I just play. I'm going to play that just because I can. Like, it's just a game that I don't want to get rid of. At least not until I've finished playing the current expansion. But it's like, I wanted to play like Ghost of Tsushima, but that's like 60 gigabytes. And so I've got to find 60 gigs to get rid of. The game essentially takes place in a simulation created by an AI living out the last 60 minutes of life. Ah! Oh, poor spy. That's an interesting idea for a game. It's a little bit of a strange way to try and get people invested in their characters, but you know, it's cool. So yeah, be invested in your character. This game is a simulation, but like not in a typical way. I suppose it's not a story-based game, is it? Is it just the story is kind of told here and there through traces, I guess, just like little bits of knowledge sprinkled in, instead of it being your typical game where, you know, the story is dictated to you as you go through. It's like, cheeky little bastard. There it is. Actually, that isn't him. No, it could be. Lad. I didn't know it had a main story. I didn't know if that was. I didn't know they'd done that. I just always assumed that it was just a game that you play, that maybe had like little missions in it, but it was like Euro Truck in a sense. Elite Dangerous would probably be the better example. There's another game that I'm thinking about, but I can't remember which one. Help. No. My knee. There's no man in this wide world as happy as me. I don't know if I'm going to play Ghost of Tsushima on stream, by the way. I saw you were playing it, actually, a few weeks back, Halo, and that's kind of made me want to play it. I bought it when it came out on Steam. I've just not gotten around to play it, but I don't know if I want to play it on stream, just because it's a bit too story-heavy. I don't know if I would be able to do the game justice by playing it on stream. I've already played it as well. I finished the game on I finished the game on PS4. The other thing is that I know that there's a lot of random side content, and I'd feel like I'd just end up spending my entire time playing the game wandering around. What was the? I feel like I just ended up spending a lot of my time just wandering around and not actually progressing the story, which is fine when I'm playing it on my own, but on stream it's a bit more. I'm a bit more pressed to actually beat the game. And one to my lass, then be merry, all out of one glass. Nope. No. So sentry guns around this corner. That'll do, mate. Get rid of that. Oh, I love the flare gun. It's so satisfying to use. You know, I just realised that the way that the Pyro plays with its flare gun, not flare gun, with its flamethrower having an air blast, is kind of like parrying. It's kind of being able to reflect an air blast is basically just parrying. I'll put that in my list of oh fuck. I'll put that in my list of things that I've got to talk about. Listeners, that's my thesis. Air blasting is parrying. Change my mind. Da da da. Ba da ba da ba da ba da 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 da. Da da. You know what? I think I'll say that my next video, the next video that I'm planning on putting out, whenever I come around to doing it, it's something that I've been working on for a little bit longer, than the one that I did put out, obviously, and it's different again, but that's partly because I never intended to make the 7 Days to Die video, and so I'm probably gonna finish it. I don't really know. I have no idea what I'm doing with my channel. I'm just making shit. I'm just making shit that fit whenever I feel like enjoying it. Well, I suppose whenever I feel like enjoying it in a sense. But so my next video is I was keeping it. I was gonna keep it a secret, but I also don't really see why I wanted to keep it a secret. There was no reason to. It's not like it's not like I'm contractually obligated. So I'm working on, for my next video is going to be a video about parrying. Can I say? I tell you what, mate. You go to the shop.
It was a
You
mistake.
buy me a stick of butter and a bottle of water.
Welcome to Bread Corp Incorporated and Jocks.
I'll throw a bottle of water in there free. I'm hot and tired, so I can't put too much effort into say it. I'm not gonna scream and shout it. That was just the way that I would say it. That's my favorite thing to say. I say it all the time. You can't stop me from saying it. I love walking down the street, going up, pushing random people in the shoulder and saying, I tell you what, mate. It's fucking hot, innit? And people, it makes people clap all the time. They love me. Was I playing Pyro last? I was. I'm just switching between Pyro and Soldier. I much prefer playing Soldier, but I know that it can be a little bit... Some people like to see me play other things, but, you know, technically I'm still doing something. You started smiling hearing that. Hey, I'm glad that I'm glad that the way I speak makes people happy, even if it is completely unintentionally. I've got the perfect accent. You wanted to make a joke, but it went too far. It was a Discord joke, not a Twitch joke. Oh, cat. Honestly, I thought it was a rat when I first saw it. But thank you for following, MK. I appreciate it, and I'm glad that me saying, "I'll tell you what, mate. I'll tell you what, mate. You made my day by following." I'll be completely honest. That's the first time I've ever said, "I'll tell you what, mate." I have never said those words in my life. I don't want to break that. I'm sorry to break the illusion that that's something that I would say. I'm gonna have to start implementing it into my vocabulary. It's not a word. That's not how you pronounce that word. Vocabulary. I'm not a proper geezer, that's right. Every time someone tells me to say something, like the typical British meme, I always think that I have to put a British accent on. Like, I forget that I just have one. I forget that that's just what my voice sounds like. And I can say, "I'll tell you what, mate," and bottle of water. And I can just say that, and that makes people happy. Dead. Dead. Try me. Oh, cock. Where's he gone? Yeah. Take that, Trans Femtress 2. Fuck. Oh, I'm so sweaty. I feel like I've just got out the shower. I don't like it. Bollocks. Bugger. Bugger is one that comes out occasionally. That's that. Sometimes I will say bugger me or something like that, and that's genuinely something that comes out without me even noticing. Like that's so like when I say cock, I'm thinking about the word cock. It's not important why, but if ever I respond to something being like, oh bugger me, that's completely instinctually. That's like the Britishness in my veins just coming out without me realizing. What the heck was that? Oh, bollocks. Stop it. Oh, bloody hell, Harry. Bloody Nora. I honestly do think I need to learn more British slang, because British slang is much better as a British person. I just don't really know any. I've managed to go my entire life without really learning anything, because I grew up watching like American YouTubers and things. So like I've got the accent, I just say things. I say twat. It's Tuesday. I love, my favourite part about people when they say things like that is that every time I see it, every time I see someone say it, I'm like, I don't pronounce it Tuesday. And then I'm like, no, wait, I just did. Or like every time I think I don't say in it very often, I then immediately would then start a sentence with in it. And it's like, no, actually, no, I do say that all the time. It's like somehow British slang is more insulting than saying anything else, you know. Calling someone an absolute doorknob is more insulting than calling them a twat, although twat is still British in a sense. Somehow, you know. You utter sausage sounds a whole lot more hurtful than another hurtful word that I could say. I couldn't think of one. That was the I wasn't thinking of anything like too heinous to say. I just genuinely couldn't think of something bad to say. I probably should have captured some of these points that I've got. Don't I? I mean, the general gist. Oh wait, I'm not on blue team. I keep forgetting. The general gist of it is you could take a noun and add utter or absolute to the start of it, and that's a British slang. That's like a British insult or slang. There's no like steadfast rules. It's just utter and noun. So let's just say I don't know. Am I not using FOV 90? I've definitely increased my FOV, but I don't know what it's at. I've never felt it was a problem. Oh wait, I don't have anything to capture. Oh, you cheeky git. I've definitely seen. I've definitely, back in the day, I think, when I first heard about changing FOV, I definitely did, but I don't know what I've got it currently set at. 96k, some people use 110, which makes you see the soldier's left hand in the screen. That was the thing. That's the other reason why I don't like doing it too far, is it just looks weird. And if you do it too much, you start seeing too much of the game that you're not meant to. Is it in the, did I set it in here or not? I don't think so. I don't know what that is. Apparently, I haven't really changed it that much. Like 85, I guess. 80-ish. I've been doing it. I think because I've been playing it like this for so long, I'm just sort of I stick with it. You had a period, and you still try to do it when you get mad or call people names are out. They of course won't find it a joke, so you just call them stupid vegetable. Oh, you field mouse. I know it's not a vegetable, but you know, it's close enough, isn't it? Really. Fucking spoon. Calling people a spoon is my favorite thing. Because the cool thing about a spoon is that it can be an insult or a term of endearment. Like you could be like, "Oh, you little spoon, come here, little spoon," you know. "Oh, what's up, little spoon?" Or you can go, "You utter spoon." Like it's about how you frame it. Is such real eating beans for breakfast? Some people it is. I mean, it's not for me. I don't like beans. I don't eat them. But it can be. You shouldn't. But people do. So there are people out there that will eat full English breakfast every day. Like that isn't the idea of a full English breakfast that you see occasionally. That's a real thing, and people will eat it. You shouldn't eat that every day, but there will be people that do. That will go to like a greasy cafe somewhere. I censored myself there because I'd say calf. Shit, thought I fell off a little bit. Actually, I wouldn't. I would say cafe, I think. But sometimes, like, when I'm not really thinking, I'd say calf. Because that's just how people around here pronounce it, really. I don't know why. And, but yeah, no, there will be people that do that every day. I had pizza for breakfast, so, so it's not... I had a banana and pizza. Not a banana pizza, but I had a banana, and then shortly after I had pizza. Not a pizza. I had leftover pizza, but you know, pizza nonetheless. That's.
Dude, how many fucking spices do they have? 4?
Europeans.
I mean, yeah, European, but not British.
Turn it down slightly. Just in case someone says a naughty word. Calling someone a spoon or spanner are probably your favorite, your personal favorites. I think a spoon. I don't know. I've never really heard anyone other than me say spoon. I may have made that up. But I know that spanner is something that you hear a lot. It might just be a family thing, but calling someone chicken is something that I think happens occasionally. Like I said, that could be a family thing that just comes from, you know, chick. But not chick as in woman, chick as in a small chicken. That then just changes into chicken. But as a term of endearment, as not a calling someone a chicken because it's a bad thing. Calling someone a chicken because, you know, people like chickens, they're cute. Easier. Wish I didn't feel the hurt. I don't know why I keep standing on here. I haven't got anything to capture. To be fair, there's nothing stopping anyone else from creating that from creating insults. Yeah, I think it's just that British people have become known for being good at insulting and creating slang words. Because they're usually just so different to the rest, I think. kind of, maybe. Spy came through there. He's gonna be right there. Oh. Hi, it's me. I don't even know how to get to it. There he is. I don't even know if that was the same guy. He may have been a dead ringer, actually. I wasn't checking the bar at the top. TF2 has made you paranoid in real life of spies. They're annoying. Well, they're not. They're not really. But sometimes I do find myself, if I've played TF2 for an extended period of time, I only come back to it. Well, I say come back to it occasionally. I don't play it a huge amount of. I don't play as much as I used to. Anything? Oops, I missed that. But when I get back into it in a big way, I'll often start spy checking in other games, at the very least. I don't think I've ever turned around in the real world and gone like, oh, is that a spy? But I've definitely done it in other games. Or like spy checking people in games for no reason. Didn't do too bad that game. Could have done better, but could have done worse. I'm glad that I have. I'm glad that I can turn off custom decals, but it's still a little bit. You still are rolling the dice on people's profile pictures and usernames. Usernames aren't usually too bad, but it's definitely the profile pictures is still a problem. I don't mind when I'm not streaming. I don't care what people have as their profile picture. It's just for when I'm streaming. I love the custom decals and everything. I think this game wouldn't be the same without them. I'm glad that I can turn them off for streaming purposes. As someone who has an elephant shoving its trunk up another elephant's arse as my picture on my conscientious objector, I fucking love them. I like the obscene things and I like the cute things. The racist things are a little bit like, I don't know what they're hoping to gain by doing that. The obscene things can be funny because they like have something funny and obscene. Unless it is just straight up some porn. It's like, what do you expect? You want me to get a rock on? What's the point? Like, what? You tried to distract me. But like, you know, the things that are like funny, obscene, they're fun. Alright, let's search for new ones. There was one person that me and my friend once played with ages ago, and I would love to. I'd love to see him in game again. Every character, every class had a different conscientious objector, and then every picture on it was a picture of a rat, but dressed up as one of the merc they were playing as. Or like it was just like a, you know, like an edited picture of a rat, but as any of the mercs, and just me and my friend sort of made it a thing to like follow him around, or like just to whenever we saw him change class, we'd have a look at what conscientious objector he had, because it'd always just be a rat wearing the outfit of whatever he was doing. Come here, yeah. Shit. Let's be one of those guys. But yeah, no, that's the main problem. Like, as much as it is fun to have like custom content for everyone in this, it is a little bit sad that, you know, in most other games they've had to remove it because people just abuse it. Like you saw it in old Black Ops, or yeah, I think it was Black Ops that introduced the ability to make custom emblems? I can't remember. But yeah, Oh, the axe is definitely one of the most powerful weapons in this. I was going to play that. I was going to use that class, but I've done nothing but use that when playing this today. And I was like, I'll do something different. Ah. But yeah, no, it is. Don't stand near him. It's very powerful. It's just a straight up. It took so long for him to go off. Why did he get? Why did that happen? Unless he. Oh, that might have been someone else hiding. Never mind. But no, it is just like objectively the best. If you get a few kills with the sword, it's pretty decent. But you get the length of the sword. Sure, you slow down, but you get the length of the sword, and obviously you get the you still get random crits. So, oh no, it's got the fists of fisting or whatever it's called. I don't know what they're called. I accidentally hit that that scout. Da, 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 da. Come on. Oh, medic. I know you don't really have much of a choice to do that, but I hope you don't do that in the main game. Okay, you have this. Take this. This is so pathetic, the fists are. They just doesn't feel like anything. Look at that. I think you should be able to force your friendlies to laugh. Like, you lean over and press the G key when they're not looking. I did that to my friend one time when I was a lot younger. This was before like I properly got into like PC gaming alright. But I was playing Team Fortress 2 on like the family PC, and my friend came over and was playing it, and I just have walked up behind him, and every time that he got into a fight, I'd just reach over and press the G key, and he'd get really pissed. Fuck off. I didn't even have any taunts, so he'd just be doing whatever default taunt it would be. I think he might have been playing Pyro, so he just kept lifting his flamethrower above his head. I didn't do anything. Playing heavy is horrible in this. 6 Demoman. Demoman just becomes the thing to do in this. Alright, MK, take care. Enjoy the rest of your day or evening. It was nice meeting you. Well, as much as meeting someone can happen on Twitch. Shit, what the fuck happened there? What was this email that I got? I briefly glanced at it. Oh, it was that. Okay. It's just getting notification that I've got a new follower. Come on. Shit. Does that need to go up to 100,000 now? I regret giving myself something to do. I know that it's very, very minor and would take me less than 5 minutes. But the unbelievably lazy part of me is like, I wish I hadn't have done that. It astonishes me how lazy I am sometimes. There's a certain enchantment I wanted in Minecraft. There's a certain Minecraft that there's a certain enchantment I wanted in Minecraft for one of my pickaxes. I wanted the Silk Touch, and my friend has like a whole village full of well, he has his whole area is like full of villagers that he's just like spawned in, not spawned in, that he's well, some of them have spawned in, but for the most part that he's like brought over from villagers, and so he got like actual trading going on in his area, and he was like, oh yeah, no, I got a villager that has that trades for Silk Touch, and he was like genuinely shocked at how lazy I was to. We have a subway system that's like super fast to go from our area to each of our areas, and then like he said, he has the trader that I just have to go there and give emeralds, but I didn't have any emeralds. I didn't have enough emeralds to buy it, and I was like, I haven't got any emeralds. And he's like, yeah, but you've got plenty of things to trade for emeralds, because like all of his villagers, he's got villagers that will trade from like iron and coal. It's like, I've got plenty of iron and coal. And he was like, you've got everything that you need, you just have to come and do it. And I was like, not bothered. And then like eventually he came over and saw he was like looking at me because I was building something, and so he came over because he wanted to come to me to see if I had the things that was needed to get the Silk Touch pickaxe. So he came over to check, and while I was here, he was like looking at the way that I was building the things. That I was like, he was looking at the way that everything was set up, and he was like, how are you fucking building things like this? He has he has like loads of shulker boxes for everything. He has just, so whenever he's building something, he just fills everything up, fills up all the shulker boxes, and then just goes and just builds with whatever's in there. But I still do the whole, I still do the whole setting up a mini base like inside the building that I'm building. And so he came and saw me building. He's like, why do you still use like these chest systems? Why aren't you using shulker boxes and things? It's like, I've only got 2. He's like, how many shulker boxes you got? I was like, I've got 2 of them. And I don't even use them for anything. I just use them for miscellaneous goods. Where'd the scout come from? He's my friend was just very shocked to see how I play Minecraft. And how I still play it like it's beta 1.7.3. Do you see the sneaky little thing that I added into the video that came out? Into the 7 days video? I wanted to sneakily show off just at least a glimpse at my Minecraft world. I was sad that I didn't talk about Minecraft for longer, so I couldn't show off how like my impressive Minecraft world. Randy Dandy-o. Fucking hit someone. Anyone. Anyone. Hit him. Ugh. He didn't show up for dismount. That's true. That's how I can stop you, zombie, from getting it if I just play Souls-like games from now on. If I only ever play Dark Souls and the like, you won't show up. And I can force you to never get 100,000. Roll and go. I'm not keeping track of everyone who is getting that the I'm Rich redeem though. I'm just gonna take that, you and your Spyro Knights helmet. I haven't been keeping track of everyone who's used that. I know that I think Salty might have done. You have, obviously, Halo. I think the other moderator that for some reason I've forgotten his name. How have I forgotten the name of a moderator? Shelby. I think Shelby might have done. Maya might have done as well. Everyone's slowly collecting a usage of it. I did nothing that round. I was too busy thinking about absolutely nothing. I'm beginning to get pretty tired, so I think I might leave it now. I'm too hot and my mind is not focusing. So I think I'll head off now. Did I get a thing? I want a crate. I've got enough. Give me one. I've got enough money in my Steam account to buy a single key. I want a one, and it won't give me one. Anyway, yeah, I'll be back next stream. So thank you for watching. Yeah, I've got nothing to add. The video came out earlier, so if you're gonna see it, you've probably seen it. Yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. I'll be back next time I stream to do something, whatever that may be. We'll see how what that is. Take care. Where's the button? Hold on. I haven't actually got. Take care. And yeah, go watch Neuro. You'll enjoy that. That can give you something to simp over. Take care. Bye bye.